Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, people. Good morning to anyone that stops by. Thank you, as usual, for stopping by. Thank you for listening to me. I greatly appreciate your time, your presence, and your comments, even your hate comments. Not hate comments, but the people, I mean, like that have different opinion, I would say. So I came across a video about the African kings, especially Ghana, specifically Ghanaian kings, I would say, because there were more than one. That kind of like apologized for slavery. Um, you know, I I watched the clip, I watched the video. It was I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this. Like, I don't know, I want to hear from someone else. That watched the video. I have a video on my channel about this. So yeah, I'm gonna share that video here. Let me see. I'm gonna share the video here. I don't know if you guys saw the video, but let me see. Share. I'm using a different computer. Hopefully, this one is gonna be better than my laptop. My laptop is horrible. I'm gonna share this video over here. I guess I have to go on my YouTube channel page. Let me see. I'm gonna go back on YouTube and then video. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. All right. Here, share the screen, share the tab. Let me see. There we go. Share. This computer is kind of different from the other one. So here's the video. Let me see. Yeah, here's the video. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Let me see. The video is here. I have to go to my channel, I guess. Click here. And then here's the video.
I wish sisters from the Caribbean and the diaspora privileged to be.
First of all, I'm gonna say that I was impressed by the effort that they put into doing this, because I always feel like Africans in general, and even our leaders are so disconnected from their past, so much so that they don't even give in any thought at all, because this past, to me, is what is hindering our development, will be honest with you guys, because we have to really take the time to understand who we are and everything that have happened to us. And only then, based on our past, we're gonna like really build a foundation and make sure that whatever happened in the past, whatever happened to us, will never ever happen again. When I heard this king speak, um in the beginning it was okay until he started like talking about the blood of Jesus or whatever. That was a little bit strange for me, coming from an African king. I don't understand. So who are our traditions gatekeeper now? Because I don't understand if like the religion is so deep rooted into our like Africans African community, like until even the king is not representing the traditions anymore, our spirituality anymore. The king is telling us about how Jesus, the blood of Jesus here, the blood of Jesus there. That was a little bit kind of like it was like it rubbed me. No, I'm not gonna say that. I don't have anything against Christians, but I would expect certain person, like certain category of people of Africa to still keep that tradition going, because you never know. You never know. And at that time, I don't think that they were practicing all this Christianity and all that. I thought it was like he should have asked for the ancestors to like kind of like bless us and forgive us, stuff like that. No coming here talking about Jesus and all that. But anyway, let's just.
With you, particularly our brothers and sisters from the Caribbean and the diaspora, and the people from all over Africa, our brothers and sisters from all over Africa. I wish at this point to particularly to apologize deeply on behalf of the chiefs and people of Gold Coast and Ghana for the atrocities, the cruelty, the inhuman treatment that were committed 400 years ago by my ancestors during the Atlantic slave trade, where over 400 years ago, millions of our brothers and sisters were captured, sold, and transported under inhumane and cruel circumstances through Elmina Castle across to the Caribbeans and to the New World. On behalf of the chiefs and people of Ghana, I do render unqualified apology, deep from the bottom of our hearts. Deep from our bottom of our hearts. But one thing that I want you to be aware of, it was not without resistance. Some of our chiefs did fought and resisted. Some of our people did fought and resisted. But we are fighting a losing battle against a stronger army. People with guns, we had no guns. They deceived us with liquor and all other temptations. Whatever the circumstances that led us to us, we stand here to render apology. And it's my wish and prayer that this apology is accepted. Is accepted deep by our brothers and sisters from the diaspora. May the blood of Jesus assist us to overcome that evil, that never again should be witnessed. This cruelty, this inhuman cruelty of man to man in this country. I thank you Once again, on behalf of the chiefs and people of Ghana, we do render this apology. And I ask my colleague to add a few words to what I've said to you. And it's my wish and prayer that in the name of the blood of Jesus, you do accept our apology. Thank you very much.
We stand here once again symbolically at the gate of no return. We stand here as husband and wife. We stand here as the African male and as the African woman, the African family, the African community, the representatives of an African nation in a diaspora. We have come to say that we've heard your words. We have discerned through our experience and through our journey that what the devil meant for evil, God meant for good. Through all our trials, through all our tribulations, God has a plan. That plan involves us standing together.
All right. Here you have it. Let's see.
Rescue efforts are underway after Ian made landfall in southwest Florida yesterday at near Category 5 strength.
All right. So, Mr. Uganda, you heard it. First of all, thank you so much. You my the most faithful subscriber, and how am I gonna do this? But anyway, yeah. So you heard the apologies now. Who said he was drunk? I wouldn't be surprised. Because like I always tell you, African people are not serious at all. These people are not serious. Because yeah, first of all, I'm gonna say, let me give what let me give Ghana a big like clap for at least initiated this. I have not seen this before. Really, kudo to Ghana for that. Like that's a start. For me, it's a start. Really. We Africans have been so disconnected from our past, like I said earlier. So much so that we live our life as if nothing like that ever happened to us. We don't we this is the first time I'm seeing. Thank you, Mr. Uganda. Oh my God. If no one else is listening to me here on YouTube, I know Mr. Uganda has my back, even though we don't always agree. It's so reassuring to to know that. But thank you. Thank you. So what I was saying is that I'm gonna give Ghana really a lot of like but I'm felicitating. Oh, I'm speaking French. I'm congratulating Ghana for initiating. I'm sure, I hope other African country like follows, honestly, and not only issue the apology, but seriously show our deepest like regret for what happened. That no one living today was part of it, but still African millennials and thanks. Oh my God. She said thanks. Are you Ghana? Do you represent Ghana? You're your own, use yourself only. But anyway, you can take the I can take the thank you from you. You can represent Ghana over here. No, it's a big deal, African millennial. We have been so. Oh, that's the third one. Oh my God, I did not know. But where are the two other previous ones? I would love to see them. You know what? Like, oh gosh, do you guys think that the verbal apology is enough for the descendant of slave? because slavery hurt all of us, to be honest with you. Because when we talk about this thing, we always act as if we are rival, like we are two different people. We are the same people. Because when I think about it deeply, my great 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 grandfather were taken away, or my great 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 uncle, or my great 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 my dad great 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 cousin, uncle cousin, stuff like that. I forgot a president said sorry. Which president was it? I don't know. Like, this is not something that we really acknowledge. We're not really good at facing. It, people kind of feel a sense of discomfort. They want to disconnect themselves from it. They want to brush it off as if like they're not connected to it. And the curriculum has done a great job, kind of like brainwashing us from slavery. It's just because we are in this space of pan-Africanist. People want to, I mean, a pan-Africanism, non-pan-Africanism, but a black, kind of like Afrocentric space that we kind of like talk about this, us as African. But really, this is not something that we discuss among Africans. People will brush it up. Oh, that was long time ago. Oh, like as if, yeah, let me see. No, it's not enough. I don't think so either. I don't think so, African millennial. I don't think so. It's not enough. It would be too easy to just come and do this. So how do we apology? What has to always follow with some kind of like reparation. If you apologize for something and the consequences are still there, how can you contribute into kind of like repairing what was broken? How can we repair the damage? We cannot go back and repair the whole damage, but what can we do to kind of like you know uh I was just thinking about this today. If the diaspora will want reparation, what would it be for? Some people like Tariq Nashi, he was saying that if Africa was gonna give any kind of reparation, apology is a start, but actions speak louder than words. I agree, 100%. So Tariq was saying that if Africa was gonna give a reparation in the form of land, he doesn't want any African dusty land. He doesn't want any African land. But I don't see anything that is more valuable than land, to be honest with you. Money? These people don't have money for their own self. There's the worst type of people on earth when it comes to managing money. They don't have money. They do not have money. Okay, Nana Akufo. Okay, so Ghanaian president apologize. You know what? What makes this one very valuable, more serious, I would say. Mr. Uganda said the chief was drunk. They say that the chief was drunk. I don't know about that, but what makes me receive this one more is because it came from the chief. Those are the people that were selling the slaves. So really, I feel like the African kings, chiefs, all these people supposed to gather and figure out how really to apologize and behave of their ancestor, because I'm sure uh, some of these chiefs are still connected to the real chief that sell those people. So it makes more sense for the chiefs to get together and apologize. you know Let me see. Apology is a start, but action speaks louder than. I don't think he was. That's how some people. Yeah, I think that's how he did not seem drunk to me, because his words were not slurred. If they were not clear, well, they were clear. I mean, but he wasn't slurred. I understood every single thing he said, and his thoughts were coherent. It's not like he got out of line or he said something out of place. He did it well to me. I don't know. The only part I did not like was the Jesus, blood of Jesus, and all that. You see, which point African people are brainwashed. If there's someone that's supposed to keep the tradition going, it should be the kings of this village. No, the chiefs and all that, they should remain African and traditional. I don't know why he's over here talking about the blood of Jesus gonna do something. That show you how permeable they still are. They're very vulnerable. I'm sure they can still sell their people. Yeah, that's true. Basic. That's Christianity is part of Africa, not that Africa. Don't bring it here. It was not that Africa. You know, they can start by making the dual citizenship process easy for those. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's yeah. Really, I really feel like we should have a policy. We should have a policy, a specific policy for those that want to return to Africa. You know, it's to me it's a privilege. It's a privilege for us to have them there because like they're living America and UK or whatever where they have everything like everything's there, all the conveniences, and life is more. Um, I'm not gonna say safe. You know, easy to manage to come back to Africa. To me, it's not. It has nothing to do with money. You have to really want to go back to Africa to leave this place to go to Africa because the challenges that are there are like challenges for from 1970 in those in other countries. Something that they have forgotten long time ago. They have moved past all those challenges. They have to go back to Africa to face those type of challenges. So I don't know. So yeah, I really think that let me see. With that effort, with that effort have to be on par for all African countries or just West African? Any African country that I want to participate for me, to be honest with you, because you know, even you cannot even know where you even the people from in the West African country, some people have parents that came, I mean, from the East African country, have parents that great grandparents that came from West Africa. We mingle, mix and all that together all the time. Like now, my children are Nigerian. If they marry a Nigerian woman, or what, they're gonna end up in Nigeria. But I'm from Cameroon. I'm not from Nigeria, so there's always like mixing and mingling and all that. Let me see. Francophone Africa will never do that. No, Francophone Africa will never do that for one reason. Oh, my hater is not here. Cameroonian diasporans. Where is he? I wish somebody can tag him. I wish I knew how to tag people when you live. I don't even know how to share the live or stuff like that. I don't have no idea. But so what I was saying is that Francophone country will not do that for only one reason. They are ignorant. Yeah, he's my hater, African, Mr. Uganda, Cameroonian diaspora. He's my hater. So yeah, francophone country are. You guys say you guys think we are behind in Africa. Francophone country have 100 years behind the anglophone countries. We're not even thinking about America or Americans in Cameroon. Cameroon only has their eyes on France. It's not until the 2000 that Cameroonians really just started coming um, in mass in United States. You know, they were not going to United States and England and stuff like that. It was all about France. Yeah, Ghana for now, but I don't even know if those country like those leaders, they don't call each other, they don't talk to each other, because it shouldn't even really matter if you're francophone or anglophone. They have to have they have to form a block, you know. They have to have the same, I mean, keep the same thing going on for each and everyone single one of them. It doesn't matter if you're francophone or not. Like Nana Akufo can call Paul Biya in Cameroon and be like, "Hey, this is what's going on in the world," because this is the current news. Because African Americans have been very vocal when it comes to reparation lately. That's the current news. I have been even seen people kind of like uh, it was in Florida, I believe, where they had the sign kind of like claiming reparation. It was this week, I believe. They are too busy managing countries to have late night phone call. What country are they managing? Don't get me started again on that. I don't want to talk about that today because, yeah, we can see they're managing their family in other countries. Uh, Nana Okofo is like thinking about what he's gonna say next. He's gonna stand in front of the news people and say, let me see. But really, yeah, that's what I think about the apology. It was well expressed and well articulated until he talked about Jesus. Even African American, they're not necessarily Christian. When you addressing a group of people, you have to avoid bringing kind of like religion to that. So there's a lot of people that are spiritual here, but they're not religious. They are not part of any um of the churches. You know, religion is one thing. Let me see. Guess so. Makes no sense trying to convince regions who knows nothing about it. What you talking about? I don't know. They're not speaking French, so how will they know? What are you guys talking? How would they know what? Who? You talking about the francophone countries? There are people speaking French in Cameroon. I mean English in Cameroon. I'm late. Yes, Bebe Rodriguez. Oh yeah, you always hear you and Mr. Uganda always. The black church was big in America back during the civil rights movement. That was less than 100 years ago. A lot of them are Christian. Listen, they're well until, things always change. Like, what the churches have been doing here, you understand the reason of, why a lot of people don't want to be associated with church anymore. You know, a lot were Christian until they were not anymore. They were until they were not. All the separation, all the trouble. I'm not even want to go. We're gonna do a live stream on churches. Church, I don't know. I don't think they care about Mali or Chad. You mean who? American people or who? Who you talking about, African millennial? Who doesn't care about Chad or Mali? You mean the diaspora? No, we cannot accept apology, Mamize. We atonement is necessary now. Too much horror has been committed. Churches are good, but finding the right church is important. That's for you. That's your opinion. I don't need any church. None of it. Religion, I don't need any religion in my life. None of it. So, but yeah, here churches just beg for money to buy lots of cars. Yeah, even beyond that, to be honest with you, no one that is in the church is doing what the Bible is about. First of all, no one is doing it. No one. Like, there's not even need for it. I don't want any part of religion. Let me be free of religion. Yeah, my versus religion. I'm coming. Don't worry. We're gonna have it. I'm gonna have a live stream on that. But yeah, let's just talk about just reparation. So we said that maybe we're gonna find solution that we're gonna offer this because this leader don't think. These people don't think. To be honest with you, they do not think. They do not even understand how slavery affected the people. They don't even understand at all. It's like how they're going to understand when it's not something, a conversation that they have. It's just lately. That's why you guys, you don't know the kind of like the effect of what the movement. It's only now that people are really taking having this conversation, even among the people there. I watched a video today where some guy in Ghana was saying thank you to Wodemeyer. Wodemeyer introduced him to African Americans. You know, he did not. I mean, he did not see any connection between him and the African American at all, because that's not something that we learn. Well, when they cut you off your history, how are you supposed to like reconnect your past to your present, so in order to plan the future? It's very hard, and that is what is holding Africa behind. Africa is cursed as of right now. To me, we are cursed because we want to run away from our past. We have an ugly past that we want to just like pretend never happened. Have you seen the pastor that is attacking Wudemaya? A pastor is attacking him. Please, I want to see the video so that I can respond. I have a video I'm gonna make about this girl also. What's her name again? She travels. She's from Kenya. She keep attacking Wudemaya. I'm getting sick and tired of it. I have to make a video for her. African tigress, I believe. I'm sick and tired of her. She needs to grow up. My grandmother's children were sold to all nine, and she was half white. Yeah, African tigress shared the video of the pastor attacking Wudemaya. Okay, I'm gonna go to her. I'm gonna go to her channel, and yeah, I'm gonna respond to her first herself. Everything she's doing to Wudemaya. I mean, she keep talking and keep coming back and talking again. Can't you get over stuff? I don't know why people always like drag stuff. And Wudemaya is doing a good job not even addressing it, because just let it dry and die. That's it. Wudemaya is fine with his work. Okay, yeah. Yeah, she's messy. I don't like that part of her, to be honest with you. Initially she wrote a very long letter. I don't know if it was letter or what. A very long letter about with Maya. I read it so I'm like, why did you have to write all this long stuff? Can't you just go straight to the point? Oh my God. After I finished reading the letter, I was like, African tigress is a hater. Like, she has hate in herself. That letter was so hateful and so unnecessary. She trying to belittle the man. She trying to insult him and assassinate her character. Basically, she was trying to kind of like draw people to hate Wudemaya just as much as she hates him. I'm like, you could have just spoke about what you did not like about him, and that's it. But formulating like opinions and trying to project on him so much, I don't even know why you. I'm like, I don't know if it's jealousies or what. Like, black people never want to see another person doing as good as they are. It becomes like, it looks like there's just a little space for for us in our head. Like, they don't believe about like a lot of us succeeding and winning at the same time. Mahira is here. Good morning, Cambodian diaspora. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my stream. Hey, African millennial. Good morning, Marise. He was throwing shade at her and she brought it up without sugarcoating. Listen, even if he threw shade at her, I watched that video where the Maya was talking about. He never say her name, if that's what she referred to. He never say her name. He just said that he helped someone create a channel or whatever, help the person. So what? So what? It's basically like as if she recognized herself when Hudemaya was talking. He never said anything about her specifically. But let's just leave that. I'm gonna make a video for her that she can come and listen to. Mamiza, you know I don't hate you. Oh my god. I'm when I say hate, it's a little bit too strong, but I'm just saying that someone that contradicts me, that doesn't that people always talk trash on big YouTubers just to get the algorithm. Yeah, of course, yes. Well, anyway, let me not talk about her anymore. Let's talk about this apology. What did you guys think about the apology? There's a lot of people here now again. There are a lot of more people here. Maybe I should replay the apology so that you guys can listen to it. Did you listen to it, baby Rodriguez?
So why do you need an LLC?
Oh.
It gives you.
Baby Rodriguez, did you see? Did you listen to the apology? I'm gonna replay the apologies, guys, so that initially I did it earlier, but you guys were not here. Let me play.
We are very privileged.
I have a better computer today. I'm on my desktop.
To be with you, particularly our brothers and sisters from the Caribbean. Very privileged to be with you, particularly our brothers and sisters from the Caribbean and the diaspora. And the people from all over Africa, our brothers and sisters from all over Africa. I wish at this point to particularly to apologize deeply on behalf of the chiefs and people of Gold Coast and Ghana for the atrocities, the cruelty, the inhuman treatment that were committed 400 years ago by my ancestors during the Atlantic slave trade, where over 400 years ago, millions of our brothers and sisters were captured, sold, and transported under inhumane and cruel circumstances through Elmina Castle across to the Caribbean and to the New World. On behalf of the chiefs and people of Ghana, I do render unqualified apology, deep from the bottom of our hearts. Deep from our bottom of our hearts. But one thing that I want you to be aware of, it was not without resistance. Some of our chiefs did fought and resisted. Some of our people did fought and resisted. But we are fighting a losing battle against a stronger army. People with guns We had no guns. They deceived us with liquor and all other temptations. Whatever the circumstances that led us to us, we stand here to render apology. And it's my wish and prayer that this apology is accepted. Is accepted by our brothers and sisters from the diaspora. May the blood of Jesus assist us to overcome that.
All right. So that part, that's why he messed up big, 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 big.
Evil that never again should be witnessed. This cruelty, this inhuman cruelty of man to man in this country. I thank you once again on behalf of the chiefs and people of Ghana. We do render this apology. And I ask my colleague to add a few words to what I've said to you. And it's my wish and prayer that in the name of the blood of Jesus, you do accept our apology. Thank you very much.
We stand here once again symbolically at the gate of no return. We stand here as husband and wife.
There you have it. There you have it, everybody. The garments went so nice. Oh my God. Did you say the garments were nice? You're so funny. Oh my God. So that's what all you took from from the clip? The American voice is so loud the king looked blanked out. Yes, the girl is spectacular. So yeah, that's the apology. Kudo to Ghana. Seriously. This is the first apology I believe that it's coming from the indigenous people. The chiefs and the kings. I'll be right back, please. I I am back. Sorry. Sorry guys, I have to attend to my son. It's Saturday, they're home, so I'm gonna be a little bit distracted. Yeah, like we say, like I was saying, it's a share the video. It could have been better, but let's not act like other country are off the hook. It's not a competition, to be honest with you guys. Ghana has been in touch with African American specifically for the longest. You know, Kwame Nkrumah, I believe, uh, did a good job, kind of like keep that uh, connection, create that connection, and keep it with the African Americans. That's the advantage that Ghana has. I see Nigerians on the other side. Nigeria, Nigeria doesn't even like act like they were part of slavery. Nigeria don't even address it. I've never seen any Nigerian leaders or authority even speak about the matter, you know. But I have seen Nigerians individual, like just the people, um, with I have seen Nigerian people. I even watched a video in which the host was kind of like personally inviting African Americans to come to Nigeria, visit Nigeria. He was telling about how Nigeria has so much more to offer than Ghana. Ghana is small. Ghana is not as developed as Nigeria or whatever. He was saying stuff like that. But the leaders, they no, they're not. That's not their problem. They don't care. They're just like doing themselves. Hey, Mamiza and chat. Hey, Jem, Joelle. How are you? Thank you for being here. You know, so Ghana has done a very good job when it comes to keep in touch, and I really believe that if Ghana knew, if our leaders were competent, because I still 100% believe these people are not competent at all. They lack knowledge. They even lack vision. To be honest with you, because if Nana, like the president of Ghana, really knew how to take the opportunity that the diaspora are very interested into coming to Ghana, and really create a policy and create a pathway, an easy pathway to help them get to Ghana and settle. Oh, Ghana will be far ahead in the next 10 years, because these people are coming to Ghana with a lot to offer, but sometimes they don't even know which direction to go. They don't even know how well their skills and expertise is very really needed, which area, they don't know how to help, basically, because there's no guide or direction on how they can help. They even want to volunteer their expertise. Yeah, Ghana, I'm telling you, like, it's a to me, it's like, they're coming to Ghana with the expertise, and even cheap, because these people import like experts from Europe to come build bridges, build uh, buildings and all that. All those Chinese that are over there building stuff. Sometimes Ghanaian government have to pay them even way more than they would have if they were utilizing this diaspora and coming in. You know, they really do not know. When I look at Ghana and Gambia, I'm like, oh, just later, they don't know nothing. They do not know how to take advantage of a situation. You can give them the perfect opportunity. These people will still be behind. So, and it has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with money. It's mainly lack of vision. You know, Yeah, and they don't want to be told anything because they govern as if they are God. Only what they say is what's gonna be done. Even the people around them kind of like just dim themselves so that this leader can feel superior. You want to say something? You need something? Sorry, guys. I have to again talk to my son. Sorry. He will not let me. He will not leave me alone. So yeah, when I start live, that's when he needs me the most. Oh, so I don't. He. Oh my God, I don't even know what I was saying. What was I talking about? I forgot what I was talking about. My son is acting up. He doesn't want me here. But I had to talk about this Ghana apology. I really liked it, to be honest with you guys. I wish someone can help Cameroon, Cameroonian diaspora. Is there any way that you can initiate something like this in Cameroon since you're there? Mommy said no apologies needed. What do you mean? What do you mean no apology needed? We're talking about Little Ghana. Yeah. What do you think about what I'm saying, African Millennium? Do you guys feel like as if African leader could have been taking more advantage and utilize this diaspora and that are flooding into Ghana and Gambia? Because so far these are the country. Tanzania. I don't even know what's going on over there. It's enough, but didn't they apologize with other countries back in the late 90s and early 20s? Uh, what do you mean I'm a whirlwind? What do you mean our Cameroonian diaspora? You always come on my live stream and stay on in the comment section talking a lot of stuff that you cannot come on the panel and explain to me so that we can have a conversation, because sometimes you just group your thought in 2 or 3 sentences, or you can give me more explanation of what you're trying to say so that I can get a full understanding of your perspective. In Cameroon, we are developing citizenship by descent. legislation for Cameroonian diaspora. Okay, what does that have to do? When you say okay, Cameroonian diaspora, I'm talking about people that are not Cameroonian. Those are the people we're talking about. So what you saying that what do you guys think about what I'd say? Like Ghana and Gambia and Tanzania. I don't feel like they're taking advantage of this diaspora and that are flooding into these countries. Just the way that, just their vision, if they can share their vision uh, with the population, help them see through the eye what it is there as opportunity, because when you're there you don't see those opportunity until you leave. You say Ghana kind of is. Tell me, what is Ghana? How is Ghana utilizing the diaspora? Because I'm seeing the diaspora and being there, just doing themselves. There is diaspora building in Accra, but individually, you're not understanding. If I was the leader of Ghana, right, area like technology, education, even urban planning, what I will utilize diaspora. They have a different way of like, first of all, they're not gonna be easily. They're not. Nobody's gonna grab them. First of all, hopefully they're not gonna be over there taking brabs. So I'm gonna put them in certain position. The position that kind of like always hold people back. Like if you're trying to get a passport now in Cameroon, they have changed it. Before, getting your passport in Cameroon was a headache, but I don't know how they put everything online now. You don't even need to be there in person. Before you go to the immigrations office, you have to basically grab these people to sign your document. I'm talking about one document for you're gonna stay there for hours just to get them to sign it. To take a picture, you're gonna have to bribe people to take your picture. But in Cameroon, they figured it out. Now it's very easy. Apparently, I haven't tried, but they told me it's easy. Oh, my brother-in-law is here. Hey, brother-in-law.
I see your program. Why don't you agree? How far? Hello.
Yes, Kidogo.
Okay. See,
Kidola.
this your diaspora apology, all these things.
Uh-huh.
First of all, you're living in America. I don't know
Yes.
if all American blacks that are there that say they're not Africans, or people that will not love you. You understand me? The guy you mentioned his name, Tariq Nasheed.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever seen the way he's sorted Africans? You have to understand. You paid towards people that will never love you, and they're not there to love you. You understand? I don't know if it's
Um,
all of them, but what we see on YouTube street or YouTube spaces, Twitter spaces. This guy. Look, do you sold anybody? I'm asking you. Do you sold anybody?
Listen, our ancestor
No. Do
did.
you sold
We are
anybody?
we are
Which
our
ancestor?
ancestor.
Wh-
We
Which
are
wh- which
our
which ancestor?
ancestor.
Which ancestor? Go and ask those chiefs, all those kings. Who do you sold? If they will ever agree to you, they sold anybody.
We
You
are
understand me?
our ancestor,
You
Kidola.
you 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 bring it up that will never vibes into people that will tell you they are not Africans. Do you know how they measure Africa? They tell you you are Africans. They're not. You know what I'm saying? They will ask you, you are not. They will tell you straight, we're not the same. We're not Africans. You are African. You see what's up? You see, okay, how many black American friends do you have? I want to ask, how many black American friends do you have since you live in the
Let me
United States?
count them. Let me count. First of all, I don't even have friends, to be honest with you. I have acquaintances. I have a bunch of them. I have acquaintances. I don't have friends.
You know, so you have to understand. You measure people that never feel they're part of Africa, and you say they don't take bribe. How do you know? Don't you see the way they scam people on this? They're scamming themselves over there. Gambia
Scamming is
didn't
not
invite
bribery.
Gambia didn't invite nobody. It was just that Gambia was cheap for them to relocate to Gambia. Gambia was like second, what kind of option outside Ghana? Because Ghana was just too expensive for them. They're looking for more. Those that feel Africans, they are welcome. You understand me? Those that say they are
But
Africans.
those are the
But if
only
you
one I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the people that don't feel African. Really, I like to focus on the people that want to go to Africa. There's a bunch of people. Like out of 10 Americans, maybe only two, if you're lucky, who want to connect with Africa. That's why the people that are coming have to be treated have to be
oh, no,
welcome, really.
no, no, no. You don't need to displease yourself and please somebody else. Africa don't need to work on eggshell for something that they don't even know what even happened. For people that don't
That's,
even love you. Have
no,
you ever
that
go to YouTube? Have you ever go to YouTube spaces where they insult Ghanas? Go
but
to
that's
YouTube spaces.
those are those people that
No,
want
no,
to
no, no, no,
insult.
no. Go to YouTube spaces. Even the ones that are living in Ghana. I say Ghana doesn't have Ghana have no customer friendliness.
That's not
Ghana
an
look.
insult. That's a fact.
Oh, don't forget. You said you're coming home, but you sorted the host. Say
No, that's
they
not an
cannot take from
insult. The host,
hold on. That they cannot take from one state to another state. It's like you're almost calling people who host you as zombies. I will tell you, go to one lady's page, YouTube. You will see it there. Or some of them say, "Oh, Ghana have no chocolate. Oh, Ghana road are not paved."
but
Look,
is it a lie?
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you decide to come there, you have to take what you see. It's not like Africans who are going to United States and complain about racism. You went there. Nobody forced you to be there. Then you want to complain about racism. What you get, that's what you receive there. You understand? You get what I'm telling you. You said Nigeria, that's why Nigeria don't want to invite nobody. You can come yourself if you want to come. Nigeria diaspora is over 25 million. Why should you invite people you know you cannot even take care of? If they go to Ghana, look, all these things are just look, I'm not Ghana tried by inviting them. You understand me? Ghana tried by inviting them, but did the government consult the Ghana people? No. You understand me? Did the Ghana government consult the Ghana people? No. If you are supposed
Let me,
to invite people, you also receive them.
Kidola, let me ask you something, right? You saying that the American lady is saying that Ghana is not customer friendly. They have bad customer service. Roads are not paved. Are not paved. What else? I don't know. Are those? Is she lying?
Hold on, if I go to Cameroon, would I be complaining about Cameroonian problem?
You
Because I
should.
came there to. Oh no. I'm the one that moved to Cameroon to find maybe what I'm looking for, peace. You know, when you come into Africa, Africa can never be like Europe.
Yeah, it can
You
be.
get what I'm saying?
It
So
can be
no, forget
because of people
these
like
things.
you
Look,
that Africa
look.
will.
Stop pandering to people that will never love you.
I'm not looking
They
for
will never
love.
love you.
No, I'm not looking
So
for
why you
love.
pandering to why you pandering to things that will never happen? Go to their Twitter spaces, go to their YouTube spaces. They will insult you.
Oh
They
my
will
God.
insult you.
What do you call insult? What is an insult, Kidola?
Where people try to degrade you.
They're not degrading you, degrading yourself.
No,
Ghana not having paved look.
forget that level. Forget that level. You and them can never be the same. Forget all this of saying you
You
pain
can be
towards
the
them.
same. You can
You
be.
and them can never be the same. They don't have your emotions, they don't have your feelings. They
Are you
have
talking about?
nothing to do with you.
Oh
That's
my
just the
God.
truth.
I
African
don't
people
know
that
what.
try to pander, if you're an African, you try to see things towards their lens. You're just deceiving yourself. All these African people want to come to us victim. Oh, I'm surprised Africa started talking about, oh, I've been victimized, oh, I've been doing this, oh, I've been doing that. If you move to United States to look for a better life, why should you? Them say you're going there to look for racism. What you're looking for, that's what you get. You know what I'm saying? If you go there to be looking for racism, that's what you get. But if you go there to get to what you want to do something there. Look, all this buying issues. Oh, I'm being victimized. Oh, I'm surprised Africa people are talking about colonization. Oh,
Let
I'm
me
being
read the comment
colonized.
over here. Kidola, hold on 1 second. Someone said there is where we get out of broken English. I can hear it in his speech. We don't care about English, trust me. We're not here for the English, we're here for the understanding. It's not our first language, so we really don't care.
You know, where we can get who's that person speaking? Who is him?
It's
What you
Crenshaw Grinder, whatever that is. I don't know. Crenshaw Grinder. I don't know why you're saying that. I can understand what he's saying, but we have to clarify. When Americans, I don't agree with African that believe that when American move to Africa, they have to act like African because African people are raised in a beat up way that they can speak up. American people live in a country where the freedom of speech is valued. Okay, is one of their fundamental rights. They know how to speak up. There's nothing wrong with speaking up, and that's something that Africans have to learn how to do. It's not a good thing not to speak up.
Africa have freedom of speech.
No, they
Africa
don't.
have other things.
They
Look,
do not. You cannot
I'm
speak
from the
against the government.
I'm from the English. Okay, I don't know more about the francophone
Even in
side.
Nigeria, you get
No, in Nigeria we speak up.
that's not true.
Don't you see the rallies in Nigeria for Peter Obi? Massive. The youth, massive.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
You
Trying to
know? So
say
what do you
something
mean by
bad about
by the government?
yes,
Have you ever seen Twitter Spaces? Those two
over
the
and
way they
over
riot.
and over again. That will
We Nigeria has far freedom of speech and everything. You understand me? Forget that. What I'm not trying to say. You said if apology is enough or what is it? Okay, Ghana might apologize. That is for him. You understand me? I don't. You know, maybe his ancestors was involved directly into that game. You understand me? What happened in the past? You understand? But the people that those things happened to, they are no longer alive. The one you see now, I don't know who they are. They are not telling you they are not Africans.
no,
They will
they
insult you.
represent their ancestor. You are
Which
your
ancestors?
ancestors.
Which
We
ancestors?
are
Okay,
our
masters. Okay,
ancestors.
masters. This said nobody. Masters saw nobody.
Kidola, you are your ancestors.
Which ancestors? Ancestors that this said nobody. Farmers. You know, so when Africa, I'm surprised when Africa. I understand you in YouTube spaces. You can say anything. Maybe you know what thing I hate is when you try to pretend. People Africa try to pretend about racism, or Africa try to pretend about this, especially when they live in America. You understand me? Look, if the white man give you a job and a house to stay and allow you to come in and work for what and give you even the education, the university and everything, but man, you should even thank your God. They come to your country, let your country provide the university for white people there to come there and study in your own country. You get what I'm saying? You know, so you have to understand. You criticize they every time criticize the white man, but the white man never really come to the YouTube and be criticizing the black people like that. That what you have to understand.
They
So
cannot do that because
Africa,
they cannot do that. Do you know why? They cannot do that. They have no reason to do so.
you know
The
why?
reason why
Because they are far more advanced.
I don't think
They are
so.
far more advanced.
No.
Look, the people you paid it to, they will hit the white man, they hit Africa. They will hit the white
What
man,
are
they
they
hit
going to be
Africans.
complaining about the black people
So
for?
why should you, Africa, be pandering to people who just tell you straight, you are an African. I'm not an African. Never call me an African. They'll tell you straight to your face. All this kumbaya, like, oh, we are one, we are B1. It never really exists. They never really exist. You get what I'm saying? It never really exists. Go and sit with them and say hi to them. And go and do anything with them. They'll tell you straight. You know?
Kidola, why are you hating?
No hating, not just hating. I have a friend who have a child with a black American lady. When the battle when the things didn't go on well with them, the woman take the guy to court. He wanted to claim the child. The guy went to the court. The woman was very cold to the guy. The same thing they will be also be very cold to you. What they are doing to Africans is far more worse what the white man ever done to Africa. You can say whatever you want to say. That you'll be paid, oh, what happened was bad. They will never come and develop your country because they don't have the power to even develop where they're staying.
Oh my God!
You tell me.
You sound like
you tell me. No. You tell me what street and state or neighborhood they control that you want them to come and develop Africa. That you want them to come and develop. Africa does not wait for anybody to come and develop Africa. Africa develop themselves. You get what I'm saying? Others, they should come and check technology. Which technology? What kind of technology? Africans are don't even contribute to United States technology. Check Obama government and come and see how many Africans are there into that government. You get what I'm saying? So you cannot just be deciding, let them invite them for them to come and happen
over here and talk to you.
That they will not take bribe.
I wish African Americans were here to come and defend
Forget
themselves.
no, it's not about Africa. You look, it's good you talk about them. You have to deal with people individually. That just you have to deal with them individually. You cannot deal with them collectively because there's nothing like collectively with them. They all scatter everywhere. They are not in one particular space dominating, or in 1, 2, or 3 states dominating. They are not in 3 or 4 states dominating. Or let them
Kidola, hold on 1 second. Do you know that there are even some white people that are fighting for the advancements of black people? Because they see that black people as a collective are behind. You understand? Do you understand that?
Look, if you check African Union,
Yes.
is African Union collectively, even African Union? No. When things happen, you see them going to their zones. You understand me? You see them going to their zones. You get what I'm saying? See they're going to their zone. Look, YouTube is good, but I'm not in the opinion or in the other side to let Africans be saying things. Sometimes you hear for these black Americans, Africans will be saying it out of their mouth. I said it a lot of times. Africans can never feel the pain of black Americans because you're not in their shoes. You're not in their DNA, how they feel or what is their feeling. You just come and experience whatever that is going on there or whatever they're telling you. You understand? If these guys come to your shop to rob you, they will kill you. Straight up. Once they hear that accent out of your mouth, they will kill you. They just rob a Nigerian Davido friend in a gas station, and they end him up. They just delete him because he just don't pick my car. Don't please leave my car alone. They just hear the asset. They delete him off.
But we're not talking about those. There are bad people.
No, you talk about who? Okay, what are you really talking about that in this Twitter space? I'm not generalizing them. Let me just tell you one thing. I'm not generalizing them, but I'm telling you that what you hear in these Twitter spaces, in YouTube, what Tariq Rashid is promoting, whatever, if he's using it to get money, or if he use it to get attention, or if he used to play to some groups that will be giving him money, that Africa is the commodity, is the dustbin that you have to be trashing. There's a bad example that you don't need to even dare say these people can be your people. Because they never, even in Africa, they never my people really like that. Then you have to talk people that their mind and their emotions are not with you. Then you think you just let them go, come and be with me. They'll never be with you. Slave trade does not concern Africans. We don't have the mind about those what happened in the past. What happened in the past, let it be in the past. You think the Russians were never slaves? They were slaves. You understand me? What happened in the past, you don't know nothing about it. You know, so we be turned to as a dustbin in the mouth of these Twitter spaces and these YouTube spaces from the same people you calling to come and help Africa. To come and help Africa as what? Are they the one that brought technology to Africa? Are they the one that brought internet to Africa? Are they the one that brought TV to Africa? Or are they the one that come and build train or tram in Africa? Even those that came as a kind of like observers, they talk nasty thing about Africans or the country they came to. God bless Ghana for doing that. We wish them all the best. But if your country is not there yet to receive anybody, don't blame any country for not receiving them. You get what I'm saying?
I got what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm just trying to say. You know, racism, they will show you the racism that white people ever show to you. Why is it that Africans, when Africa comes to United States, they never say
Mr.
anything
Uganda,
good
come here
about
and
this
defend and explain what I'm trying to say to Kidola, because I don't think he understands. Kidola, I don't know. You have like you going or from a particular feeling that you have towards a group of people, and then generalizing it to kind of like make it everyone's story. What you're saying is what happened to the people that you know. Even in Nigeria, there are hand robbers in Nigeria, hand robbers, okay, that are killing and people, you know. So you cannot just use that as the reason to why that group of people shouldn't be allowed this or think of in this manner. That is not fair. You understand? We
if
not.
people insult, hold on, if people insult you on YouTube, right? Look, if people insult you on YouTube, right? And you could see that lady called For Righteous Home Fox or whatever it is.
Oh,
You
she
understand me?
insulted me. Did you see the video she made about me?
So if
She made
these
a
people
whole video
insult
about
you,
me, insulting me.
if these people insult you live right direct, you understand me? I'm not generalizing them, but the one you see on Twitter Spaces and the one you get information from people, Africans that went there. You get what I'm saying? Even Akon said it with his own mouth. They laugh at him. They call him it's too dark. It's an African body scratcher. Akon said his best friend was even a Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican was his best friend. You understand me?
All that, listen, all that
So when you try to
happens.
tell me,
Myself, I'm not gonna.
so when you try to tell me that if people start telling you that, look, if you go to United States, don't just take these people you're seeing, they will show you love. Why is it that Africa, when Africa come over there, they will paint it towards the white? It's the white people a little bit curious to know them about their culture. Who are you? Help them to maybe in whatever they're looking for. If it is the Black Americans that don't doing it, they want to say, "Oh, this Black Americans who help me." Yes, so Black Americans might help. Yes, so Black Americans might have African feelings of being in Africa. Not all of them, but when they want to attack you, they will attack you. They'll just let you know straight. Through this money called whatever they want to pay them, or they say they want from the United States government, you can see the way you can see the way they go towards Africa. They hit Africa direct. You Africans, we don't want you people to be in this. Like if Africa want their money, that's not just the way. You cannot look. It does not go like that. That's what I say. The way they insult the Europeans, that's the way they also insult the Africans.
I don't think anyone is Kitola, hold on. I don't think anyone is insulting anyone. I'm talking about leave the people that are insulting to the side. I don't know why you're getting them mixed up with me. I'm with people that are not insulting, people that are focusing on justice. Okay, just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean that person shouldn't get justice. You're getting everything mixed up. Yeah, an African American did this to you, that was wrong, to your friend, to whoever, but still we have facts that are being laid on the table, and we're trying to bring justice to the situation. We're not talking
Look,
about how they feel about me, how they feel. That's personal and
you you
kind of
you
like
that is speaking.
experiences.
No,
You
you that
understand?
is speaking. You that is speaking. You migrate from Cameroon to United States, right?
Okay, pa.
When you get to that embassy,
Uh-huh.
right? You met white Americans there, right? Who approve
Uh-huh.
your visa to United States. If
Yes.
these guys, if these people does not, or they don't have any, they hate you, why would they approve your visa to United States?
Because they have a protocol in place that when you meet the
Look,
requirement,
look, if they don't
you're
want
supposed to
you,
get a
if they
visa. It
hate
has
you,
you
if they
Africa.
hate you, they will not allow you to
I'm
come
gonna
in.
have to mute you a little bit. Let me allow me to mute you a little bit because I cannot get a word out. Kidola, listen. Uh, African people always take everything personally and emotionally, and that's what is killing Africa. The people that smile on your face, okay, are not necessarily the people that love or like you. There's no love or like necessary. We're not walking around looking for love or like, but we're looking for respect and justice. Okay, if they give me a visa to come to United States, it's because they say that I met the requirement that they have down, and they just apply. They automatically grant me the visa based on everything I provided as they requested. That has nothing to do with them loving me. Okay, I'm paying visa fee. Is bringing money to the United States. How much money? Oh my God, I don't even know. Like how much money does the United States collect from African country? There are at least like 500,000 people that will apply for visa, okay, in a year, and not even 200 will get their visa, but they don't give all that money that they collect, all the fees that they collect, they don't give it back to those people. Who do you think is winning? Is it me? What kind of
America,
favor? What favor are they?
America,
What favor are
America.
they? They're not doing me a favor, giving me a visa to come to United States. I'm coming to the United States to be part of their workforce and paying taxes to United States. So they're not doing me any favor.
Okay, America. Look, have you ever seen an African person who come on YouTube just be bashing on Black Americans? Hell no, never there.
No, hold
I
on,
never
hold
see
on.
an
What did you
African.
say? Hold on, what did you say?
I've never seen an Africans, right, who come on YouTube continuously calling Black Americans all.
Listen, I have seen a lot of Africans, okay, bashing African Americans,
Who
even
come
way before the repatriation started. Go, I
who
don't know,
look
those especially young millennial before YouTube. We were not even doing this on YouTube. I was still in school at the time. It was like that war. You will see African versus African American. That's something that have always been going on, to be honest with you. No side is like innocent, to be honest with you. It's a lot of ignorance, a lot of prejudice, a lot of like whatever you have heard from each side.
forget prejudice, forget anything. Look, this is not about. Let's just be honest. It's Africans. Let me just be honest. Africa have their own problem, but that's their own problem they create themselves. You see, there's no white man who's holding Africa back. They even educate them. Do you know how many African leaders who went to the United States? The Americans educate they pass knowledge to them and everything. But Africans refuse to use the knowledge.
Why do Africans need to go to the United States to get the knowledge, first of all?
I say, why are Africans in the United States but crying about racism? How? Why is it that when they leave the shore of Africa, when they're there, they're not pending towards they're not crying towards racism, you know, because they're looking for it. What you're looking for, that's what you get. You know what I'm saying? What you look for, that's what you get. If Africans are going there to work and save their money and be good to everybody, yes, there are some people who will never like your face, who you are, how you look like. But you can, even in Africa, there are people who don't even like your face. People are bound not to like you. Then you move on. The other 20 people, if one person they like you, the other 20 people that will love you. I'm not saying
Kidola, you keep talking about liking and liking. Everything doesn't have to be emotional. You don't have, no one has to like you. Okay? It's not about liking, it's about justice. If be, you should be, how do you say? You should be fair with anyone, even the person you don't like.
You,
Uh,
if you,
uh,
if you,
what did you say? I
if
will
you,
never change. Change. What do I need to change? Tell me
you
what I
know,
need to change, Mr. Uganda. He said, Kidola, she will never change. Why do I have to change? What I'm saying is, I mean, it's reality. Why does Kidola base his judgment on like and dislike?
I'm not saying you,
There's a
not
lot of
everybody,
African American.
not everybody will like you. Just in both colors, both white and black. Not everybody will like. Even in Africa, people. So even inside your family, people will never ever like you. You just have
So
to
what's
accept.
the
Okay,
deal now?
you
What's the
you have to say
problem
this
that's going on?
auntie. You have to say this auntie will never like me. You understand me? Okay,
Okay.
that auntie like me. But what's the deal? You said if Ghana apology, then you said why other Africans are not doing it. You said
Oh, that's
Tanzania
the
and other.
problem. That's the
You
problem.
said Tanzania. You said Tanzania and other people. These countries, it's only Ghana that invite them. For God knows the reason why.
Don't you think all Africa should be reaching out?
Most Africa cannot even take care of their own citizens to talk of reaching out to people you know you cannot help. Then you talk about land. You talk about land reparation to give land as part of it. Are you not from Africa?
I am.
So that when you put measure land, you put take land is just an easy thing.
We can make
You
it
know
happen. We can find ways. Kidola, listen. We
how
have a
many people
lot
you
of
gonna
village.
how many people you gonna give land to? Ghana give some land to one black American who become like semi-chiefs in his area. What happened to those people there? Because of land, they start killing themselves there.
Who?
Because of land. The black American man who almost become like a chief in the area they gave to him land for free, he started selling the land. Then from there they started scamming themselves. The wife of the man every day started fighting each other. It was not Ghanaians who
Who
were
is
going
that
there to fight.
Kidola? I don't know the story. Can you
It
tell?
happened in Ghana. It happened. The man is even it was a long time ago.
Oh. So they give the land to the African American, and then what happened?
When person give you a land, I think they
Mhm.
started selling it. The scamming of it started coming up. Then they started fighting themselves. A lot of bad
Oh,
things happened there. You
I don't
understand?
know that one.
That was way back. That was way back, even before the year of return.
Oh.
That was way back before the year of return. You understand? So you don't nowadays. No, it's too modern to start giving. Land was being given inside 18 something. When the Brazilians return back to Africa, yes, they have some space. Some certain king create for them. It happened in Lagos. You understand? But now, who you going to give land to? How? Because the land belongs to the individual, not even to the king. How many land the king of a village? Really, it's just that palace, maybe his backyard. That would have. The other one belongs to his people. King in Africa, actually, their power is limited. They are there to satisfy their tribal people. It's not only the king that takes decision in the community. The king have chiefs. You think what the king has done, everybody will agree? No. This king are also scared of them. Say, okay,
But
any king try anything, they will destroy them.
I'm sure that the chief consulted. I mean, the king consulted the chief and all that. It's not just. It's not that he got up and started like offering apology to
The population,
people.
the population is becoming way back 18 something. The population was less. Nowadays, the population is becoming far more and more and more and more. There's no space.
Yeah, there's space.
You know
There's a lot of untouched land everywhere in Africa.
that's why I said they have to come collectively. If they want that,
I
they have to
agree.
come. They
I
have to
agree.
come
No, no, no. I
collectively.
agree completely. Listen. Now you're coming around. Let me tell you something. We're not saying that things gonna be done the way they're requesting it to. African on the side can sit down and figure out and how they're gonna kind of like engage in this uh, discussion with the people that are requesting. Whenever somebody is speaking to you, all you can do is to sit down with the person and kind of like listen, hear them out. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I don't have the solution in my head. I'm not telling these people this is what you're gonna do or what. Someone say over here that the first step could be like making the pathway to citizenship, to maybe not residence or whatever, a little bit easier for them. That's something, you know.
Okay. Sierra Leone is giving passport now, just like giving water to the Cameroon. Just Sierra Leone just giving passport now, right? Right?
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay. How many of these guys Sierra Leone give passport to actually ready to invest in Sierra Leone? It's just to get the passport then leave.
they just started.
Yeah, or you see, you can just come and take the passport, then you leave. But they're not really coming there to invest in that country. Look, it's look to have an emotion attached. Let me just tell you one thing. You see why relationship sometimes is total different thing. When you start having an emotions attached in a relationship, right? You build it up, right? When
So
you marry,
basically, so
when
so
you marry,
basically,
when you have a girlfriend, right? You start knowing her. You started talking. You don't mind missing her, but come a time you'll be missing her. Maybe even for a day, in 2 days, in the week, that you want to no. I want to be seeing you. That the emotions started become more attached, right? So no, I want you to be my wife. I want you to have my children. Then emotions started become deep. Then when that woman is sick, the man is sick. Anything happen to that his wife, the man will be heartbroken. Possibility will say, no, I'm following this woman to where she's going to. It's an emotion. Emotion is everything that attach you for anything. Emotion can make you live. Emotion can also make you go away. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have that emotions connected to Africa. They don't like emotions connected to Africa. Even when they're around, they're not emotionally attached. I'm not saying if they're married to an African man and they're there together for a long time, yeah, there's that emotion. Due, due to that man, they can have emotions attached to that country and their children. You understand? Okay, this is where my children is coming from. That the emotions attached to it. You get what I'm saying? But just like that, they don't have that emotions attached to Africa yet because they don't see what they're going to do in Africa. Africa doesn't have the
okay,
money
let me ask you a
that they're
question.
looking
Allow
for.
me to ask you a question. Yeah, I did not get the analogy, but it's okay. Let's move on. So, what you're saying is that you believe that Africans have more attachment to Africa than African American, right? But guess what? Your typical African person will be selling that Africa for 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 cheap, very cheap to leave that Africa. Where and some African Americans love Africa so much. I'm talking about the people that love Africa. It's not the majority. It's not even it's not
Love
even
is
half of the African American that I want to be in Africa.
look,
That's
look,
something
look,
like I don't even know
look,
why we're
look.
over here fighting.
No,
Very
look.
few African American want to go to Africa. Very few, honestly.
That
Because
that,
when I
that
look at what
that's what I'm
Africans
saying.
that
That
don't
what
want to
I'm
be.
that what I'm saying that they will never come. That's why they don't see you as part of them. They will tell you straight.
No, don't say
You
that.
know,
There are
you
people
making
that
them
are
look.
begging.
You
There
look
are
look.
people
You
that
making
are
them
begging to
angry.
be
You
part
see,
of the.
you see this year of return. We have never seen in a space whereby African American come out publicly started insulting Africans. This public insultive that they're doing now is because of year of return. It's because of that year of return in Ghana. They see the way they I don't out of 100 that move over to Ghana, maybe 5 stayed there. The 95 came back. But they just feel, whoa, where they going to? Where they going? No. These people want to trick them. They love United States.
African love
They
United
love
States.
they love the They love United States. You know,
That
Black
is
America love
that's
they
true,
love United
Kidola.
States.
That's true.
So
That's
so since Ghana started inviting them, they get they get panicked. Then how to encounter Africans is to come to YouTube openly for what they've been doing secretly, open in public spaces, in YouTube spaces, started insulting Africans, calling them all kind of names. But they forget it's not just all Africans that invite them. It's only Ghana. It's only Ghana. You
But
know,
don't you think it would be good for all Africans to at least some other African country to do the same? Uh, because Kidola, it's
It-
a good thing for Africa, to be honest with you. It's a good thing. It's a good investment also, and I mean,
if
it's
no
a,
no no no
it's a
no
give and
don't do it,
take.
don't do it as investment. You see, that's what I always say. If you want to invite them or you want to call them, don't do it as investment, because that's what they hate. They think
Yeah, I
Africans want to get them.
understand.
They think Africa
Whether
want to
we
get
like it or
them.
not, it's coming
Africa want to
anyway.
get them on as a cash cow. Africa want to get them as a cash cow. Africa want to take their money. These people love their money a lot. If you want to invite them, if you want to invite them. No anything attached, no economical something attached to it. You get what I'm saying? No economics attached to it. You just
But
put ahead. Okay,
a
I'm
lot,
I'm
a
I'm
lot of
inviting.
them
I'm
want to
I'm
help. A lot
I'm
of
inviting
West
you. I'm
African
inviting.
want to help.
See, you can say, okay, I'm inviting 5,000 people. Those 5,000 people you are inviting, okay, what do you want to do to these 5,000 people? You ask them, do you want to stay in Africa? Are you an African? Do you feel Africa? If they say yes, they try to give them the contest invited, they try to give them nationality. Automatically from there, they allocate, if they have money to build a house, allocate land to them for free. For free. But those have to be 5,000 people. Because you cannot invite 100,000 because you don't have that space. Start with 5,000 first. No economical attached to it. But then if they want to build their house or their houses, they have to spend their own money. But you can provide the land for them. You can give them 50 by 50 or 100 by 100. You understand? Okay. This hood, this land is free. You take their name. Automatically make them the citizen of your country. You understand? Without no economical anything attached towards it. You understand? Then there will be peace. You understand? But if you want to talk economical tourism, you want them to be visiting your country on tourism. Then they'll say, whoa, this is scam. They want, these people want my money. Because their mind is totally different. They don't trust nobody. They don't trust nobody.
But
So
that's the
their
problem.
trust is a problem.
Yeah, no, but that's good. The African people, they trust too much. They trust people way too easily, and that's why Africa is where it is. Because uh, we are very naive. So that's a good trait to have. That's something that they can teach Africans.
En een nationale feestdag. En wie feest Jawel.
What is that? Is that you, Kidola?
My children are playing, man. They're running from the staircase.
Oh, got you. How many children do you have?
I have three beautiful children, man. They're running from the staircase downstairs. They're running up and down.
You're so funny, Kidola. You're really against like the African American people coming to Africa.
No. No. I'm not against them at all. At all. But you cannot force people to come to Africa where they're not African. They don't feel African.
We're just talking about the people that want to, Kidola. Let's establish a base of conversation. Listen. I listen to a lot of African Americans, really, basically crying and wanting to be part of Africa. Even the Tariq Nachi you're talking about, right? When listening to him closely, I came to the conclusion that really he even hates Africa just because he's disappointed in the way that African people treat the African American. He says that he will have no problem engaging with Africa and be in a relationship with Africa as long as it's done fairly. You understand?
Who?
Tariq Nasheed.
Ah, nah, forget that guy. That guy's a racist. Forget that guy. That guy.
He's racist towards
Yes, yes. That guy's a very big racist. He's a racist to all kind of. That guy is just a hustler. He's a race hustler. Nah, forget that guy. That guy can look. That guy cannot settle. It was a guy who was painted towards Africans. Was coming to London to talk his nonsense there. Who was he coming to meet in London? Are they not
That's why they
Africans in
kick him
London?
out of England.
I don't know why they kick that. I don't know why they kick him out of England, but he was coming to Africa to sell so-called his fake Pan-Africanism, right?
Mm.
To try to grab money for those Africans in London. You know, that's why I said Africa can never listen to people without you not knowing who they are. You know,
I don't know.
the British
I
are
didn't
not
know
like
you to
Americans.
listen
The
to him.
British are not like Americans. The British are not patient like that. You know,
Because they are colonizers. They are colonizers.
The white Americans are very patient. They'll be quiet. It came a lot of time to London to hustle those Africans in UK. I think that will lead to what why they banned him. Then what did he do later? He turned against the same people who were coming to say is fake hustle is fake hustle for. That's what I think you can never trust. He told them, calling them tedders, calling them dusty feet, calling them all kind of names. Ian is caught. I'm not generalizing it. It's not all of them. But he gave a very bad example that you can never trust these people. You can never trust them. In African society, if you do that in Africa, nobody will ever come out. Look, Africans, when they don't like you, they don't eat with you. That's us. If I don't like, I will never invite you to come and eat with me. But you come in to sell a cookie. We are brothers in London, but out of the blue, you turn in and insulting the Caribbeans and the Africans, calling them tedders who flew, tedders who run away from who run away from their country, tedders who are this, tedders who are dusty. Have you ever seen a white man really doing those things in this present time? Hell no. That's why I say Africans cannot be going to outside their shore looking for better life. Then coming down there, you forget the better life, you start looking for racism. Those things will set you back. They will set you back. You understand? Go to YouTube and see the way they insult Africans. Like if Africa is their real problem. They might have their own issue. I'm always saying it. The real Africans they took is gone. The ones that just they open the door for us to see. I cannot tell you if they're Africans or not. You know, we want to see the real Africans. You know, that's what I'm telling you. The ones that came from Africa they took, they're gone. Nobody's a slave anymore. Nobody's a slave. You know, everybody have right to be what you want to be. But if African leaders, there's no British or Americans ruling Africa, are they the ones sitting in the parliament? Hell no.
Well, they're ruling from far. They are. They're ruling from far.
Our leaders, if Africans have any problem, Africans should hold their leaders responsible. No people that are not there with you. Is a British man coming to sweep your kitchen? No, it's your mother sweep your kitchen.
The British man has made a lot of agreements, signed agreements with your president to hold you down for the rest of the time, okay? So that you guys can continuously be weak, be unaware, be uneducated, and think of them as if they're your savior, and that's exactly what you're doing, you know.
When Ghana invite them, I don't think Ghana know. You see, when Africans don't know who they're dealing with, they can just open their mouth and say, "Oh, come out because we're too friendly." Oh, come back home. Come back home. We are family, right? It might be for good intention. You understand? But when you start putting "come back home," unless, yeah, they can have business together. Maybe Ghana wanted to build a business link with them. But that year of return brought a heavy negative attack on Africans on social media. On social media. Those that came complain there's no sweet, there's no lollipop, there's no special chewing gum.
Like, why are you still talking about the people that don't want to be there, that don't, that are on, that's really against Africa themselves? It's basically like my platform is not for that people. I'm only talking about the people that I really want to connect. Can we talk about those people?
You cannot force them.
I'm talking about the people that are asking to connect, to be accepted. You say I cannot force them. They're the one asking. I have never seen any Africa go begging anyone to please be with
Let,
us,
let me
love
just let,
us, or anything like
let
that.
me
But
just
they are
let me
people
just
that
tell
feel the need.
let me just tell you the truth. These people cannot live in Africa. They are not built to live in Africa. United
How do
States is
you
their
know the Back
United
family
States
is in
United
Africa?
States United States is their country.
Do you know the Back family? Kidola, do you know the Back family? Kidola, are
Uh,
you sleeping?
I'm
I
hearing
said,
you.
do you know the Back family?
The Bank family. Nah, I don't know nothing about them.
The Back families in Africa, they're more African than Mr. Uganda that I hate on them. Uh, Amphidemus that copies them.
Make
And
not the-
it's Kidola. I thought he was sleeping.
No, I'm hearing the comments somebody make that I don't trust this diaspora. They are like terrorists, you know. You know, they will terrorize you straight up.
The Back family lives in the Gambia and they are more African than you, Kidola.
The ones that are coming to Africa that Africans have to be very scared of is this one who call themselves the God of Israelites. I forget who they are. These ones, there's a special ones that are coming to Africa that who call themselves the gods of Africa. I forget who they have a name. They call them the Israelites. The Israelites. Those
What? What's wrong with them?
those are far more extremists that are coming to Africa. They like selling the thing like Africa is their God land. You understand? They have branch in Israel. People like they most of them in YouTube are Israelites. You understand?
Amphidemus copying them,
In
and
Africa, Afrodomos came because
Amphidemus is
let me tell you
another one.
what is
He's a joke.
no no no
Okay,
no Afrodomos is a cool guy.
he's not cool.
Afrodomos
I don't like people
Afrodomos
that are not honest.
Afrodomos
Okay,
Afrodomos is only speaking his heart. What is really going on?
I don't think so.
You understand me? Before Afrodomos
Listen,
came to YouTube, they were hitting on Afrodomos said when they go to their pages, they will post him, they will insult him like, "What are you doing here?" You
because
understand
he
me?
was talking crazy. I was there. He was talking crazy. He was
Look,
talking.
my sister. If you like spend 40 years in America, you can never be like Black Americans. You are
I
an
don't want to
African.
be like Black American.
You build.
I am myself.
There's one useless Nigerian guy that said is Black America. He called himself Black America. They told him straight, "You're not us." And the guy name is called Chaotic Truth. You understand me? Because you have to understand, United States is their country. Their emotions is inside United States. They don't. Africa have countries.
Oh my
But
God, I'm
one thing I
done.
will not take away, they have advantage if they move to Africa. They have
Yeah,
advantage
I think
in the
somebody
sense,
found the word. You
yeah,
fearful.
they
Amphidemus was the same. He was really scared about the African Americans kind of like taking control in the Gambia. He started like disparaging them and and talking bad about the black family. Now he's doing
No, no,
exactly what
no,
the
no,
black
no,
family
no, no,
is
no, no,
doing
no, no,
over
no.
there.
No,
Nobody
the
have been
system they
through as many hardship as the black family, and still want and love Gambia enough to stay there, because those people can pack up and come here to United States. They can file for unemployment. They can file for
you no you
assistance, every type of assistance they want to. But they said
yes,
no, they're still staying there for the
yes.
love of Gambia.
Look,
No
people are the
African, no
people that
Gambia will love
those people,
Gambia as much as
you
those
mention
people.
those people you mention their name, right? Is their grandchildren will enjoy what they have in Africa. Depends if their children are more attached to Africa also. I don't know if they have, if the whole family moved down there. If they move down there, they're setting the ground for their grandchildren. Their
And that's what other
grandchildren,
people want to,
their
Kidola.
grandchildren, and I don't know how their children, maybe their children and grandchildren will integrate, assimilate into an Africa, possibility into a tribe in the area where they're staying. Then if they did tell you, Fela mother is a Brazil returnee. You understand me? Fela mother is a Brazil who married to a Yoruba man. You understand me? So they will
So
assimilate
what is
into
wrong with that? With
no,
other
nothing,
people that
no,
want to go back?
nothing wrong with it. But don't force them. What I'm trying to say
Nobody's
is
forcing
don't
nobody.
force them. When they come themselves, if they like it, they will stay. But if they don't like it, they will go. Those that feel that they are part of it, they will stay. But one thing I noticed also in YouTube spaces also, it's like it seems that the light skin, very light skin black Americans, those that are very light skin, very light skin, they almost look like Mexicans, right? They are the most aggressive attack people against the Africans. The dark
Really?
skin, yes, that what I noticed. That what I
I don't
noticed in these
know.
YouTube spaces.
I don't watch people that don't that I
The
don't
very
buy.
light skin ones, they are very attacking. Don't get me wrong. The dark skin ones, so that's as dark as me as African, they're also very vicious, also like a poisonous snake. Also, you understand me? You know I'm telling you now. So what I'm trying to tell you is this: if don't force them, because most of them love, even when they complain about what is attacking them there, they love United States, and United States is their country.
It looks
That's
to
just
me
the
like
truth.
you just get all this from African, to be
No,
honest with
no,
you.
no,
You're
no, no,
speaking
no,
like
no, no.
African.
No, 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 no.
When
I,
you say the light skinned American don't love Africa,
I
give
see,
me an example of
I see,
the light
I see.
skin, please.
Okay, have you ever watched a program called that lady called Empower ADOS?
No.
Okay, if you see that lady, she almost look like a Mexican, but very vicious, like poisonous snake against Africans.
He said, Mr. Uganda, he said empower elders. I'm gonna look for her. I've never seen that person.
Check that lady something. You see how vicious she
Empower.
is against, you know. So these people have content of race. I deal with people individually. If you meet a very nice white person, they will treat you very well. Not everybody is evil.
Nobody ever said
You
that.
understand me?
Oh
You will
my
be
God.
surprised when you're in a problem, a white person will even save you than even
Even
a fellow black person will
I
save you.
keep telling you that there's a lot of white people that are fighting on behalf of, I mean, that are fighting, um, that are standing by African American side and kind of like asking for uh, justice. You know, I'm not over here. We're not talking about a race here. We're talking about what's fair, we're talking about justice. I haven't seen empower elders.
Africa cannot look. Individual Africa can never fight for a justice for
How
people
do you spell empower
who are far
elders?
more populated than them. You know what I'm saying?
You're in Nigeria and you act like you know so much about
I've
African
been to
American.
everywhere. I've been to everywhere.
It doesn't matter, but you
I've been
don't.
to everywhere. It's not easy for you to see. At first, I thought they like Africans. I thought they love Africans. At first, I thought they really love Africans. But we started seeing what is going on in their mouth, in their spaces. Go to Twitter Spaces. You see, how I come to follow them a little bit to know who they are really. When I start studying them, I start going to check most of their spaces. It's because of their viciousness. I really think, well, okay, who are these people really? I thought
You
they look
see,
like us. Maybe
you're
they like us.
judging from afar.
No, 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 not far. No, 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 don't far. You see it. You see it in internet. Then your guys that came from United States just tell you the truth. If you meet them in the airport, you even you want to ask for a direction, they will show you. They will be aggressive towards you. Once they hear that accent, they are not Black American. You know, people that even move towards people that live there when they come back. Even people that be Nigerians be born there, telling you that they ask them, oh, now we're not the same. Oh, you're an African? I've been
We know,
everywhere. I'm well exposed.
Kidola, we have to be able to move from like pettiness to serious matters, okay? All this like Africans versus African Americans, it's in both sides, okay?
You
It's
see,
both sides. There's a lot of stuff that
you
African
see,
says.
most of them are very good in coming to. They're very good to come and look. That's what I said. Africans don't really know them. These people have a mind of something else. Doesn't mean they are dark. They will have your type of mind. These people, they learn a lot. They've been living in the United States for 500 years. They will come to you and be nice to you, but just to gather information from you, just to know you. But really, they don't really have any, something to mock you. You understand me? We Africans, because when we think we like you, we try to open our hands too wide and
African
everything.
millennial, I don't know what. Maybe please come here and talk to Kidola.
No, Africa Melon used to like the lady a lot.
I don't know what to say to Kidola. I don't know what's wrong. Who traumatized Kidola? Kidola, I know a
No,
lot
no,
of
no.
African Americans that have
Look,
so much
look. Nobody
ties
traumatized
to Africa.
anybody. Nobody traumatized you. You have to face the reality. You just have to face the reality.
What
I'm
reality?
not
That's
saying
your reality. That's
I'm
not
not saying
mine.
I'm not saying I'm okay. Mark, if you know you so like them, right? You feel sorry for them and
It's
justice.
not about like. I don't feel
Why
sorry
don't you
for
take them to
anyone.
Cameroon? Why don't you take them to Cameroon and offer them a piece of land?
I was asking there's a Cameroonian that comes here. He doesn't like me much, but it's okay. Cameroonian diaspora. I was telling him if he can he's in Cameroon right now. If he can get in touch with the people that have the power to kind of like talk to, because in Cameroon nobody's thinking about the African American. To be honest with you, that kind of conversation hasn't. It's not on their table over there. They haven't reached that level of thinking
Now,
or expanding that.
now you talking in Cameroon. Nobody think about African Americans because Cameroon have their own problem. Then you want to come and send somebody to meet some super authority, asking them, can you give Black Americans land? You know the problem you're going to cause. That's what I say. Africans who live in United States start dancing and having this tone, playing with tango with things that didn't really connect to them. You can never wear the shoe of a Black American person because their pain is different.
I
Let me tell you.
agree, but still,
Let me tell you one thing. If you did, if somebody who lost his own mother, right? If somebody who lost his mother, you just tell him sorry, take heart. But you're not really feeling the kind of pain he's feeling. The deep pain is feeling until you
okay.
lose
Kidola,
yours.
you contradict yourself so much.
Until
So
no until you lose yours before you start understanding the pain that person is feeling. Africa have no such a pain the Black Americans are feeling. They don't know it. They're not close to it. So don't dance and tangle with these people. Neither you tell them the truth. Sorry, we are friends. We are not really family, but we can be friends and try to just the way Africans treat each other. Africans are not, oh, you're my family. We're friends. That's Africa. Keep peace. You have to be honest to them. Otherwise, this supposed to continue. We are not in the public spaces. We are not in YouTube. We are not in Twitter spaces. Africa cannot really encounter them the way they bring out their poisonous snake venomous out of their mouth against us, calling us
oh my
monkeys
God.
and all kind of names. You think These
no.
people
I have to
tell me
jump
yourself.
in now.
Thank
Mameza,
you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Thank you.
because
I'm
Mameza,
sorry.
you said that me and Afrodamus were hating on the Bag family. No one's hating on the Bag family, and no one's scared of the Bag family. In actuality, the Bag family are scared of us. That's why when Kiki
That's
brought
a
up our,
scare.
that's why when Kiki brought up our names in that cafe, Sweet Juicy Mama flipped out. Because really and truly, they're scared of what we're going to say about them. No one's scared of what they're doing in Africa. If anything, we're just very cautious. But for the most part, people have left them alone. But we can't always call it hating. Sometimes we just critique what we see. That's it.
Based on what? That's the whole point.
Yeah,
You
we
guys
critique it
what?
based on what they show. What they We don't have to rehash it, but they've shown enough for us to do content on it, and for the most part, when they weren't presenting an issue, everyone left them alone. But when they do something, people will do a video. Are you trying to say that Afri Aji's Corner, Amy Joby, Mimi, everyone is like everyone's scared and jealous of the Bag family? Like
No,
remember what
no.
Mimi said? Mimi said that Afri is so Ninke. His family, like so Ninke, are known to own land and flip land, sell it. So why would he be jealous of the Bag family when he probably has more acres than the Bag family?
Okay. First of all, I never said that you guys are scared of them. It's not about being scared of them. It's first of all not understanding them and their way of doing things. Number one, because a lot of you were not from America. The only person that kind of like understood the Bag family was Sammy. And that's why I used to go on her channel because she saw things from both sides. American people are very direct and they expect a lot out of people. That's just the way it is. The standard is high, and that's how they are. They're very little bit more aggressive when it comes to like demanding and making their expectation known, or maybe how to react when you don't meet them. I understood that. Sammy understood that. You guys were way too critical, and you guys used to interpret whatever they're doing in a very wrong way. You guys only interpreted stuff based on the way Africans kind of like on the African mindset. In Africa is slow. They have
Mhm.
low expectation, low standard. You guys were expecting Rick to just like accept things for whatever, but he wasn't. He knew what he wanted and he was ready to flip employee until he gets who can meet their
No, no,
expectation.
no, 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 no.
If
No,
you
no, no,
say
no, no, no. Stop. You're talking now like my sister. Sometimes I think you're talking more like Black American. You always try to insult Africans a lot. They are slow. They are this, that. That's a
They are.
that's a black.
That's a
Hold
fact.
on, hold on. That's a Black American talking point.
No, that's a fact.
Look, no man. Let me just tell you one thing. I'm not trying to be emotional in anything. I'm a realistic human being. Let me
Yeah.
just tell you the truth. I don't know how long you've been in the United States. I'm telling you, let you be there for 40 years. You can never be Black American. You're born in Cameroon. You mold in Cameroon. Your culture is the area or your village where you. In Africa, we see things by our cultural view. You came to the United States, might be 20 years or 30 years, is not too long. You still have the culture. But for you to say Africa are slow, the foreigners came to develop Africa. I'm just asking you this. The foreigners came to develop Africa. Africa draw their own roadmap, how they want to develop themselves. If Africa was so bad and slow, how there's a lot of development in other places? You understand me? Where you staying there is not everywhere that is developed there also. They also have their rural part also. Not everybody's enjoying there also. There also poverty there. You understand me? So those African, this is one thing I don't like about Africans who live in this Western world. Out of the blue, start seeing their people slow. If it's so bad there, why are the white people living in Africa? Enjoying themselves here, have their family here, living here for years. Even their children have become citizens in these African countries. You cannot just start condemning Africa like that by speaking on the other side because Black Americans are saying it. You cannot. Africa is far more developed. No, it's not foreigners that brought internet to Africa. It's the government that draw the roadmap. It cost them a lot. So, Mister, you gotta pick up from there whatever you want to say, please. Thank you, bro.
Kidola, I don't know why you always come up with this. I don't know why you get so offended and get so emotional when we call out what our shortcoming. We are who we are, and everybody is seeing it. If people don't say it, it's out of like.
Hold on. You see this idiot guy called this fool.
Okay, we're
Who
not
call
gonna
himself-
insult
Hold on,
people.
who call himself
Hey, Color
Genesis
Genesis.
Radio. That guy is a very big fool. He's a
Oh,
big fool. That guy is a guy who thinks he can come back to
Okay,
America, who say
Mr. Uganda, listen to me. Listen, you guys are like you guys put the Back family in the mud over here. You guys were after the Back. It's just because this. What else are you guys gonna say? You guys have said everything, and the big Back family is so consistent, and they are so unique to them. I mean, they are themselves. They're doing what they said they were doing exactly the way they were saying they're gonna do it, and they were not doing it fast enough for certain people, but they are doing it. Everything is coming to friction now. But before, Rick, he talks a lot. He always says things like he projects things way before he does it, and people are impatient and all that. They're still working on that house they started forever, a long time ago. So you guys were dragging them in the mud, and over here, there were channels that opened just because of them, and you guys forgot to see. Everyone has, like, nobody's perfect. People have their weaknesses. Okay, who is this?
okay. So, yeah, thank you for saying that, Mamesa. I take what you say, and I like you because you can sort of just step outside yourself and see the bigger picture. At least what you see is the bigger picture. So, yeah, I accept what you're saying, and hopefully going forward, maybe we can be more considerate in our commentaries. So, yeah,
And look
thank
at
you.
Yeah, and I like when we are fair when we talk. To be honest with you guys, we were not failed because even
forget
though
fairness. Forget fairness. They're not like fairness at all. Forget fairness. They're not like fairness. Who are you fair to? To who?
fair to the facts, okay?
Who are
Yeah,
you?
I
And
mean, yeah, Kadola, like with Mamesa, with her, it's more about whether it's fair on the facts. So whether she likes someone or not, ultimately she just wants to see justice in whatever happens. So
Newsy, can I ask
you
why
get me,
Condola?
Mr. Uganda, you get me. Thank you for that. You get
Oh,
me. Because
this is college Genesis. Your favorite African American Akata. Y'all all love to hate everything. Anyway, I want to know why is this kid Ola, right? He has so much smoke for me and Black America, but yet he says on Bomani show, which we're doing the show tonight, kid Ola. If you want to stop by, as well, we're talking about business. We're talking about intelligence tonight, so I don't know if you would fit in the conversation, but anyway, you just feel free to stop by. Anyway, he says, Carla, stop believing what you believe about the Western media. The Western media. First of all, I get all my news from Africa from African sources. There's so many different African sources that you guys don't support that tell what's going on the continent. Every last single country in Africa, there's young African journalists who I support and I listen to and everything. So I don't get my information from the Western media. So when I say something about Nigeria, Africa, and everything, on one hand, it's the Western media. You distort it, the white man's narrative. But yet, when we say about Black America, right, we say, no, that's the racist media. The racist media is always portraying Black America negatively. No, that's the absolute truth. That's the absolute truth. So it's not two sided. If you say that the media is one hand, who's creating it? Is there Black people creating the Western media? It's white people. The reason why the media is negative towards Africa is because they want to make it sure that the Black people of the West don't get any ideas that they have any other options besides America. That's how you keep the Black people in America in control. They're painting a negative picture about their motherland. That's what they do it for. And you can't see it like that because you're so into white worship and everything. And white worship, you can't even see that the people that are working against you are working against us. But you say, "Oh, I don't see color. I don't see color." You're a freaking fool. And I hope no serious Nigerian takes you seriously.
Well, Carlo
Okay,
Junior says,
okay.
let me
Let me reply, Carla.
yeah, hold on, let me say something. He's saying that only Nigeria are not taking him seriously. 99% of Nigerians think like him, to be honest with you. That's
Yeah,
how.
so it's unfortunate. Well, I have a lot of Nigerians in my network who maybe because they live in the UK, they live in America, they live in Canada, they got a first experience of white racism and everything, and they really got the thing. They basically don't think like Kid Ola. I think the Nigerians who frequent the UK and that's always sticking greener patches. You got a Nigerian, right, that went to Ukraine, right? This guy, just fool, tried to get into Germany with a Ukraine passport. The Germans pulled him off the train, whooped his ass, and basically stripped him down. And he said the most embarrassing thing about that was this. He said that the fact that they made me strip down humiliated my manhood. They never been Nigerians have never been tested in the world stage. I can see. And then he says the most embarrassing thing was he tried to say because he had a Ukrainian passport, he was a Ukrainian. That should have been the most humiliating thing that he experienced, not the fact that they made you strip and set you put you off the train. The fact that you basically don't your passport being a Nigerian ain't strong enough on the world stage that you got to take another foreigner's passport in a white country like Ukraine and you got to go there for anything. Nigeria has all the wealth, all the oil, and everything. What the hell are you doing in cold ass Ukraine? For anything. These are some questions, legitimate questions we need to ask. Why is it that there's a brain drain out of the African continent? You know, and I said this the other day. I said Dangote's oil refinery. Dangote's oil refinery. There's not one black major contractor or doing that. It's all Koreans, Indians, everything, and it with Dangote's name on it. There's no Nigerians that he's going on the mid level contractors. Everything is done by foreigners. So Nigeria's going to get a refinery, but it's going to pay billions and billions of dollars to foreign companies, and they're not going to get the skill transfer, and they're not going to know how to operate the thing without the help of foreigners. So Nigeria and Africa is not going to gain by this refinery unless there's some serious reforms. And I'll ask myself the question: if we brag so much about how many degrees we got, how many this we got, right? Why is it that we got to have these foreigners after all this time still building stuff? We need Africa to give us some pride over here. That's what we need from you guys. We need to say, look, this is a joint effort between several African countries. We built this oil refinery by the best way that would pick the spirit of black people up all over the world. We got to kid all of us to sit here and talk about what black Americans think, and everything. Take no responsibility for his stuff.
Carla, let me just tell you the truth. I said it. If you move out of your shore to somebody else's country, whatever you get there, that's your own fucking problem. You understand? I'm somebody who believes in Nigeria. I'm somebody who believes that things can get better. If you leave your country and you think you have the money and go abroad and be studying and something you have a negative things or whatever you experience there, that's your own responsibility. That's your own self. So I'm not saying, oh, I'm telling you this, I deal with people individually. You understand? Individually. Collectively, I can check you out. You understand me? So you talk about Dangote employing people. That is business. That is his own business. He spent a lot of his money. Even United States has also Koreans and Chinese who also building things there. You think
Yeah, but
everything
no, not vital. You don't see any. You don't no. You do not see any. I'm in the United States. You do not see any Koreans building strategic infrastructure like that.
because you bring these things out now. Do you think in United States the Chinese also not building something there?
Not on this level. Not there's no Chinese building no refineries or power plants in freaking the United States. No, we have our own infrastructure engineers.
If the black Americans they think they can do it.
Okay, let's check this out. Let me give an example. There's a man named Steve. Hold on, there's There's a black man in America named Stephen Hightower who's been building and petroleum products and distribution and logistics for over 4 decades, 5 decades now. He's out of Akron, Ohio, right? He operates on 6 continents, right? I would think that Dangote and this guy could have put something together. And what I'm trying to say is this: even on the lowest level, right? The supply chain. When you build something, right? Engineering has five. Logistics have 5 different components. That's engineering. That's procure. It's called EPCOM. Every engineering, procurement, construction, operations, and maintenance. Right now, in each part of those things, what a country wants to do is to get the 100% on each one of those elements. Right. On the engineering part, I would give the fact that 80% of the engineering has to be done outsourced. I get that. Right. Procurement, that's the supply chain. Right there, at least 50% of that should have been Nigerian, bringing in the supply chain of the pipes, everything like that. The operations, right? I understand that Nigerians can't control the operation right now because you got multicultural, multinational companies, right? So that's a coordinated effort. Operations is the timing and the timing and everything that needs to be put down, laid down, and everything like that is sequential. That right there, okay, you might have to outsource that. Okay, maintenance, right? The maintenance is the upkeep, the every few years, the exchange of parts and everything like that. Maintenance is so important, and it's not taken seriously in many developing countries. But I tell you what, you go to countries like Bolivia and India, they take maintenance very seriously. A guy from India in rural India can look at a bridge, right, and look at a 40-year chart of the maintenance schedule, everything, what needs to be done, and everything like that. Those are things that you could, every country in Africa can do. That don't cost any money. Making sure that things get changed on time. Make sure that proper maintenance schedule maintained and everything. If this needs to be changed out and everything, why? Because when you have a bridge collapse or whatnot, why? Because people weren't doing the proper maintenance on it. And that's the one thing we have to start taking seriously as a race. Not just Africa, in America too. Look what's going on in Jackson, Mississippi. What you call? You got a black city council and everything like that. You got rust in the water. Why? Because they weren't taking care of business like they're supposed to. And it's not just something in Africa. I'm not putting Africa. It's something in Black America too. Flint, Michigan was a black city. Why weren't they taking it seriously? Why? Because we don't think of stuff. All we think about is getting elected and looking important. That's something inherent in our race. We like getting elected, looking important, going to these fancy dinners in Europe. Look what's going on right now when everybody's going to the UN making freaking stupid ass speeches when I. But never notice that you never hear from those countries that are really doing well. They're staying home, building their countries. It's only the Africans that feel like they got to show up to these freaking international meetings and showing off and acting like fools and everything. And black people too.
Cara, you're doing like when you come to Africa, the Africans are not the one building the skyscrapers themselves. They're all built by foreigners. When you do
For the
business,
most part.
hold on. You talk about business, and they're doing their own business. If I invest in business, I want to get the best people who can do it. You talk about Indian. Look, Indians also have a lot of mistakes also that almost kill
But
their own
how did?
people.
Let me ask you, kiddo. Let me ask you something. India was poorer than all of Africa when it got its independence. They basically the British took everything. They left them with nothing. They had they had split up into two countries. They had nothing. They had people. I was a kid, right? We were sending money to two adopted families in India. We were sending money to adopted. India was like the epitome of poverty and everything. My family in America, we had a World Christian Missionary. We had two adopted families that we would send money to every month when I was a kid. To India. India was poor as I don't know what. And I'm like, saying, how the hell? What the hell did they do? And also, India is not even nothing compared to China because India didn't lift millions of people out of poverty. They got a lot of billionaires, but they still got India got a quarter of its people in dire poverty. But how is it that they can project themselves as superior over the black man? I don't understand that. How is it that we have so much confidence in them? Could it be that we don't have any confidence in the black man, and we automatically see when we see somebody with white or yellow, brown skin, we think they're superior, and we give them the benefit of the doubt? A couple of years ago, a Kenyan company, a Chinese company, which was fake. They knew the African mindset. There was a fake company, and they built a bridge, and it collapsed in Kenya. Nobody vetted them anything. You just saw Chinese. You automatically assume that they knew what they were doing. So that's the biggest scam going on now. People getting contracts. There's illegal diamond mining, gold mining in Ghana. There's Chinese and everybody else is looting the Congo right now of cobalt and everything. And so we asked the question, what is it going to take? Because what affects you, what goes on the continent affects us here in America. When I was a
Okay.
kid, the worst thing. Oh, let me say this: the worst thing you could be called as a black African American was an African. That was worse than being called a nigger. And so we said, well, you know something, we're gonna take that power away from them and learn to love Africa and learn to big up Africa. So back when I was growing up, whatnot, we had high hopes that Nigeria was gonna one day be this world power and whatnot and show the white man what's up. That never happened. You know.
Kala, if let me Kala, let me get. I told you I don't know nothing about Francophone or Cameroon. I'm not really talking about what is going on there. What I know is Nigeria. In Nigeria, Indians have no power in Nigeria. The Chinese have no power in Nigeria. They can come and do their business.
Wait, hold on. But the Indians are building. The Indians have got the major stake in the Dangote's refinery. I know that in Nigeria, there's not as bad as the rest of Africa. I understand that. I understand that's good. But there's still though. There's still.
What I'm trying to say, Kala, is this: if you see why I speak about Black Americans, look, I don't have any problem with them. But we see what I said. I'm not generalizing them. But what you see in these YouTube spaces, in Twitter, and other things, that they will tell you straight, I'm not an African, you are African.
Bro, don't worry. Look, let me tell you something, bro. Let me say this.
You tell
Those are the people. Let me say something. Silence. You ever heard the term "silence is golden"? Right? Silence is golden. The majority of black people in America know they are Africans. They consider themselves African American. The loudest people, right, will get on Twitter and make you think like we all think like that. Just like you got people who actually think that black people are gangsters, thugs, and everything. The loudest people. I thought. Let me tell you something. I have to apologize to the world. I thought that when social media came out and everything, and people uploading videos and everything, the world will see a different side of Black America. I was completely wrong. What you see is I did not know that the dumbest, the most ignorant, the most vile people are there. Let me tell you something. The normal Black America over here in America, and I'm in a professional world. I deal with black professionals every freaking day, all on the eastern side of this black community that are thriving. But if you listen to social media, you'll think we're all angry. We hate immigrants. We're criminals. We're thugs. Everything like that. We're negative. These people get on social media and they create this image of Black America that really does not exist. Because a normal black person, right? I be telling. I said, why can't I see? You see, a black people going out to with their family, but a black man, our family, like especially when the Black Panther came out. All these black families are out there in the movie theaters and everything with their family, husband and wives, boyfriend and girlfriend. And I'm saying, beautiful Black America, the Black America I love, right? You ain't gonna see that. Nobody's gonna take their time and say, you know something, we need to put this on Facebook. No one even takes the time to say, we need to counter negativity because most black people are recluse. They don't like being on social media. I would say very small percentage of Black America on social media at all. And the amount of people that talk politics is even smaller than that. Majority of black people do not put their stuff on social media, don't share stuff on social media. Then what you have is a bunch of people on social media, and if you look at them, listen to them, you make it seem like they're the majority and they're running stuff. It's not like that. Majority of black people in America have no problem with Nigerians, have no problem with Africans whatsoever. Are curious about Africa.
Okay,
It's not like that.
Let me just hit you this. In Nigeria here, with most us don't know, we see them in TV, we admire them, and we like them. You understand? We don't have no problem with them at all. We do really admire them because some of the movies we see them in is about black family. You have to understand, United settings and African settings totally different ball game. The way we see things and the way you see things are different. But if you people, and that I said, if Black Americans are coming to Africa, they have far more advantage. One, based on their skin color. Two, if they know the African set mindset, they can just easily able to communicate with them. But really, in Africa, it's not about the money. Really, if you come, what kind of investment do you want to bring? What kind of technology you have to bring? First of all, I'm not asking anybody to just come and jump in because yeah, people will scam you. There's bad people everywhere. Know a friend, try to come in. Know some people. There's some people. Do you think Dangote doesn't have a lot of Black American friends? Yes. Don't be surprised. Even that is
Well, I know he does. I know he does.
So whatever Dangote is doing there, don't be surprised. The black people you see there walking around might even be Black Americans. Only that you will not tell because we all look the same. Sometimes when they stay there for long, they started wearing the clothes we are wearing there also. You understand? So I cannot tell you that Black Americans are not in some Nigerian bills. Yes, they are. They
Well,
are.
I know that black people in America have been doing business and messing with Liberia, Nigeria. The one
In,
company
in,
that you guys had a couple of years ago, that you probably didn't notice, that was left by the Maserati Group, with Steve Talbot, right? He sold the company because he thought the war of Biafra was going to break out. It became a billion dollar Nigerian company. For the first Nigerian corporation. It was a corporation, but he sold it to Nigeria. First Nigerian corporation, right? It was started by Liberians, and African Americans. People don't realize that history.
Nigeria,
And
Nigeria and Liberia, for a long time, they have, I don't know, a very deep love for each other. For a very long time. Very deep love. Some Nigerian people are into, is it the guy called Toba? I don't know, a popular Liberian president. Then Nigeria is in its uh, government. You understand? What I'm trying to tell you is this: you look, if Black American they tell you I'm Black American, you never know in Nigeria. 'Cause in
yeah,
Nigeria,
but bottom line is like when I go to Africa, I didn't go around with a Black American shirt on and whatnot. I just basically fit right in. And I said I
no,
was in Liberia. I was like I felt right. I just did what I need to do and everything. I don't go all out like like Brother Dynas does, right? But I just did my thing and whatnot, and I fit in. People just like the fact that I was just being myself. I just let me. I'm an African American. I'm different. Get the hell out of here. I went, like I said, when in Rome, what do is what the Romans do.
that's what I'm telling you
So
that
when that
there might be a lot of Black Americans in Nigeria. You will never tell. So if they get married there, they're
I
there.
know, and the bottom line, and I know. Look, I know that the fact of the matter, all the negativity that you see towards Black America is just an online thing by Negropeans who like dividing people and everything. I don't know what they're thinking. Maybe because this is what I think. People need to think before they type, and it goes includes me too.
You have to
Somebody,
you have to
somebody Black American, African American say something about EU or say something like a Nigerian, or those goddamn guys, and then somebody pick it up. See, that's what they all think about us. And it's not if the same people, if they saw each other at a restaurant or bowling alley, they probably kick it and get along. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
why I'm surprised. That's why I'm surprised that because those days, this Nigeria FM you see now in Nigeria FM or whatever station, this Nigeria FM, they play all this music. How do you know it's Black Americans that come over, maybe to introduce some of these things? How about Soul Train? There was a time Soul Train was very popular in Nigeria TV. Way
Oh,
back
I know that.
when I started when I saw those videos, Nigeria would just try to copy that guy called, is it Donka Carlos? I forget about the guy's name.
Okay, Don Cornelius.
Yeah, the guy with the big voice. You understand? So Nigerians was always
Yeah,
trying to
Don
copy.
Cornelius. Soul
Yeah,
Train.
that Cornelius. So there are some Nigerians that be trained possibility by this black. Sorry, I'm not generalizing everybody. Let me be honest to you, because there are a lot of Black Americans in Nigeria. That Nigeria is big, they can easily suck in, but they'll be making their money. But I think majority of them married to Nigerian women. Really,
Yeah.
that's just the truth. That you will never tell if they are Nigerians or not. If
Yeah,
not,
bottom line, brother. I gotta go, but like I said, all this stupid nonsense between black people and I have to tell you, man, somebody's like an authority on Black America is garbage. It's just something you see online. If you came to America and whatnot, and you went out to, I mean, a couple of years ago, like 7 years ago, I was driving Uber, right? So I tell a story. I was driving Uber, right? I picked up three Nigerian girls from the airport, right? And beautiful girls. Oh my God, I mean, stunning. I think they're model tall, man. I mean, I was just like, oh my God, these girls were freaking banging, right? Anyway, they're like, what's there to do? We're up in DC and everything like that. And so I was believing at the time, okay, well, maybe they don't like black guys, whatever like that, because they like really educated, whatever like that. And said, I said, well, what color? I said, white. No, 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 no. Where the black spots at? I go, you guys like, yeah, of course. We want to go to the black spots. We're black people, where the black people at? So I took her to Montego Bay, a Jamaican spot, right? Black Jamaica into Virginia Beach, right? And I said, well, go inside, see how you like it and everything. They walked inside, man. All these brothers' heads turned. They're like, whoa. And they was like, yo. And I said, they come back, oh, we're good. We're good. We're good. And I'm saying to myself, I was like, I was just talking on the way over here. I was like, yeah, so, yeah, we like America and everything like that. Sometimes the people, we don't get along, whatever like that. But when it came down to where they're going to party at the night, they want to go to a black spot. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because they know when you come to America, right, you got to choose sides, and you got to choose sides. A Nigerian, Zimbabwean brother, he's going to be in the club or wherever like that, or the party or gatherings where there's black people at, because that's where you feel safe. I had a Nigerian girl I was dating a few years ago. It's like 10 years ago or whatnot, and she had a father was one of those, yeah, stay away from the college educated guy, stay away from the college and everything. But it was cool and everything like that. But the bottom line is living in America, she became more pro-black than I was, and she was saying, you black people in America, y'all too into white people like that, And I was like, wow, I never heard a Nigerian talk like that before. Only thing she didn't like about me was she says, why do you guys have pets and whatnot? I said, what we do, that's a cultural thing. She goes, you don't eat, you don't have dogs, we don't have dogs. You feed that dog, yeah, you have pets. We don't do that. She was an Igbo girl. Anyway, but like I said, these things is just petty. And the bottom line is all this stuff you see on social media to me is getting out of hand. With this nonsense about going back and forth between Black America and Africa and whatnot is really getting out of hand and whatnot. And I'm gonna tell you right now, in real life, it means nothing. I just don't want it to cross over into real life. It's just something you see on social media because people sitting there in the back of their basement in their pajamas talking a bunch of nonsense and everything. And it's not even real life. Anyway, but thanks for having me. I'll talk to you guys later.
Hold on, Carla, don't go yet. I have a question for you.
Okay. Okay, good.
What do you think about the topic? Did you listen to the apology, and what do you think about it?
My whole thing is this. This I'm gonna give you my opinion. Africa, when Europe came to Africa, I said this on the show last week. I don't think Kidola heard me, on my show. Europe basically instigated wars for hundreds of years to gut the continent and everything like that. Africa was just as much a victim of the transatlantic slave trade as African Americans and diasporas are. What the hell is there need to apologize for? The people that need to be apologizing and paying restitution are the Europeans who got rich off African blood. I don't want to hear about no apology from the Africans and everything. I mean, I said you said sorry, but it was not Africa's responsibility because the bottom line, it was the Europeans who imported guns and they strategically instigated wars against Africans. And most Africans didn't want to participate in the slave trade, but they were forced. It was something. Once that first slave ship left from the Portuguese, and everybody figured out if they could find a cheap source of labor, that became how Europe. All these cities in Europe, Liverpool, Lisbon, Madrid, Amsterdam, were nothing but disease-filled backwards of people open deprecation. Over 200 something years, these cities became rich at everything. Africa had Benin City, oil, all these great metropolises. They all died. So you tell me who benefited from the slave trade, right? Benin City was bigger than Amsterdam. It was a grand city, rich city. By the time the British got there, the centuries of slave trade, human sacrifice, and all the degradation that the slave trade brought and everything like that, you even see the paintings and the sculptures were one of defeat, horror. The sculptures of Benin of the 1600s look completely different than the 19th century. You see that all that there was nothing but it was a total African Holocaust on the west coast of Africa. So why the hell is Africa thing? We as a black race got to get together, right, and just put the differences aside, right, and just focus on it. Now I'm not saying all white people are the enemy. I'm not saying that, kiddo. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this: why is it that we can fight against each other, right? We can fight against each other, right? But the white guy comes riding in on a horse like he's a savior, and he gets nothing like that. We're sitting there throwing shots at each other left and right, and the whites just sit back like, look at these people fighting against each other. I'd have refused to do that. The Nigerian is not my enemy.
Kala, let me just tell you one thing about that. You see, when they mention this slave trade, let's be honest. Africans, let's be honest. When I was growing up, nobody told me about slave trade. But when you start getting bigger, we start getting older, and not too long ago, whatever called slave trade, what happened in the past, you can see even in the Igbo land, in Calabar, in some area in Port Harcourt called Bonny Island, and some place of in the Igbo land territory, even in nearly people that run away from these slave catchers, these African slave catchers. Some of them up to today are still paying a price for what had happened in the past. I don't know if you understand something in Igbo land. They call it the
Oh yeah, I know. Makoto is was the people escaping the slave trade, the people living in the stilts and everything.
The Osu people, these are the people who run towards the gods, because in that territory, it's like they respect the gods a lot. Because these people run towards the gods, they were scared to go towards this, and some of these gods are in the market territories. These people are still there all to today, and these people, I was shocked to see these things in real life in youth in Nigerian national news, that these people are complaining that they call them slaves, that they cannot marry them. When they want to marry, because in African culture, when you want to marry to a woman, people investigate who is the family, where they're from, what tribe. But when they discover that you are from that area, assuming you run to the god, that's why no, they're not going to marry these people. But some of these people are people who run away in different areas.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question, brother. The slave. How come can it also be said that we look down on the world looks down on somebody as slave? A slave, thing is a conqueror the next, right? That's the way it works. It's not you're not a permanent thing. Only in the black race, right, where slavery is a permanent fixture, right? For example, the British ruled the world. The British were once slaves of Rome. You know, the French once ruled the world. Spain once ruled the world. These are all provinces, tributary to the Roman Empire. You know, and so the bottom line, Germany, Germany, brilliant scientists. They were the Roman Empire occupied the Augustus occupied the Rhineland. You know, and so therefore all these people, the Turks, you know, and the Ottomans and everything like that, once slaves of ancient Greece and Rome. So why is it that when it comes to the black race, right, the permanent thing of slavery is on somebody? Somebody can rise up, right? So thing like black, and I think that's a problem we have in Nigeria. I think we're making it. Let me say it. Let me say this, brother. Now the problem is this: in Africa, right? You can rise above it. Black America, to be honest with you, like the most advanced black people in history, you know, but they're still looked at as slaves because of slave history. You're still slave history. People still refer to us as those slaves, not the fact that we redeemed ourselves and became something new, whatever like that. And so I think a lot of times with people, a lot of black Americans who deny their heritage and everything, they're trying not to Africa, they're trying to deny that permanent identity of slave and everything. Not like we're a descendant slave or not, you know, we're overcome.
I'm trying to tell you that in Nigeria, or to you look, I live in Nigeria, I'm from Nigeria. I didn't know this was existing. About 3 years ago, I saw that a lady was trying to marry, they call it freeborn. That the parents refuse. But other Nigerians are marrying them. You understand me? Other Nigerians can marry this woman because area they run to, that is their land now. They are very big landmass. But some of them are the most, when you hear that somebody from the east is a billionaire, some of these people are the billionaires in those areas. Most of, not all of them, but some of them a lot come as a billionaire from those areas. You understand me? Then if you go to Port Harcourt areas, in Port Harcourt areas, there are some slaves that brought towards that area, the Igbos that brought towards that area, that they just abandoned. Those will now form a tribe. You understand? Those will now form a tribe. It assimilates to some other tribes. That's why you hear about a guy called Jaja of Opobo. And never knows or knew that Jaja of Opobo was even an Igbo slave they brought all the way from Igbo land towards that coast of area between Port Harcourt and Calabar. The guy is a king. So we later we started getting, only when you meet these people from those tribes that they will tell you see what happened to them. So this slave, whatever happened, this Atlantic slave trade was never really for specific kind of people or special type of people. It was, I'm not denying it that Nigeria kings were really fully involved. So some Nigerian kings were really fully involved with their proteges. Were involved. If they don't like you, they want to take your land is fertile, they will catch you. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, oh, we just catch this one now because they are special from this side. No, they were going everywhere. You know, we're just a bad news. But we're not being told until we start getting older. It's just a 2-page in the history book. You know, nobody tell anybody about what really
Yeah,
happened.
and the thing is, the reason why is that because we as black people, like most of the things about the transatlantic slave trade happened by African American and Western authors. You know, there's very documented. You come to the libraries over here, there's tens of thousands of books and references on the transatlantic slave trade and what happened in detail and stuff like that. It was just like I said, Africa had to die for America and the West to live because of Africa's ultimate sacrifice of its children for hundreds of years. We have America.
Yeah,
You know,
you put know
America.
much. You put know much about this because the white people document everything. You put know much about what really happened in you people books. But we that Africans that live in this place, we knew we just what we understand, but was just something very, very
Well, I
clear.
don't think. Well, you know what it is, brother. I don't think Africa know the magnitude of what happened. Like Dr. Arcana, right? She did a speech like 3 weeks ago about Africa and she went to the whole. She gave her a Negropean discontent. You know, the Negropean is very clever. They have the discontent or whatever, and she talked about colonialism and white Jesus worship and all stuff like this. But and her whole speech was like an hour and 15 minutes. She did not one time mention the worst thing that happened in Africa was the horrible transatlantic and the trans-Saharan slave trade. She never talked about that. All she talked about was colonialism when it came. When you actually look at it, it was the British who ended slavery in Africa. They gunboats and everything. They put an end to the slavery on Africa because it was out of control. It was destabilizing Britain. It was stabilizing the whole world because the slave trades were going rogue now. The rogue companies were set up there. Like the market was had it not been for the Civil War in America and the British Navy and the U.S. Navy on that, the transatlantic slave trade would probably last it to like 1950 or 60.
Yeah,
That's how
because
strong the demand
yeah,
for it was.
because these African kings, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna deny because the more you started
Of course,
seeing what really happened,
yeah.
yeah, because the more you started seeing actually what these kings what they did was really big time atrocity. That's just the truth. When you start getting older, you started pieces two to two together. They started saying that whoa, this is because look at that period, Africa was like a jungle. There's no white man that will come into the jungle and start catching people without. I don't think the white man was even in that jungle. You understand? It was the
Right.
African kings and their proteges. You see, this African guys are very large soldiers. You understand? It doesn't mean that they will just pick other tribes. No. They will even pick their own tribes. When you refuse to pay the tax they want you to pay, or something else, or with some of them will just going rogue. Also, when they just this trickish of it, it started now. It already started then. When they see you have a fertile land, your yams are very big and everything, they will catch you. They want to get your
Yeah.
land. You understand? So it's not like, oh, they will just catch a special tribe. Yes, there are some tribes they will go and attack, then see some people there, they just sold it for wine and champagne and all this nonsense.
And
You understand?
now that
So so
if
so so, so
tribes that were good at rice growing, they had allies on the coast, like the Crew tribe of Liberia and Sierra Leone. They would inform the Europeans of what tribes did what. There'd be a best thing. Certain tribes on the rice coast were targeted because they knew how to grow rice, and so you bring those rice
yeah,
growers back to the
yes.
Carolinas, and the Europeans made themselves rich off the skills. Some tribes had in the Congo had diamond cutting and diamond mining skills, weaving skills. So a lot of Africa lost a lot of its skills and everything, metalworking,
So
craftsmanship.
So when you
hold
see
on.
that,
I'm gonna ask you guys another question. Like, yeah, we I mean, we know what happened. It was tragic. It was there was a lot of atrocity. We know all that. My issue is like, have we learned from that? Be be honest with me, Kidora. Do you think that if someone, I mean, if Europe was was to like find a way to have a second round of slave trade,
of slave
do you
trade,
think that
oh,
if
oh
they
no no
come to
oh
help
no no
Africa,
they will be there. These idiots, some of them will still participate on it. Just forget they are like the politicians you see in Africa. You understand me?
that's
Just
the saddest part for me.
so
Like
that's
even
just
the
I'm just telling
king
that's what I'm just telling
today,
the truth. When it comes to money, don't trust nobody. You understand? When it comes to money, don't trust nobody. That's why you see now in Nigeria, the youth are really supporting Peter Obi. If you check what happened in Nigeria 2020, that we can never be a slave in our own country. That's what those young boys were coming out. Even when soldiers were shooting at them. You understand? Even the soldiers even get tired, like, whoa, start even begging them. They use all kind of tricks to calm down that situation there. Use the elderly, use their sub chiefs and their kings to start slowing people down. Please beg this your children, please. Because these boys were putting their heart and their face on this bullet. You understand me? You can, if you watch the TV now, they all rally heavily for Peter Obi. This is the rerun of 2020. You're gonna see in this election. You understand me? So I cannot tell you that some of these rogue, if among all these kings, that some of them will not go rogue, but not all of them. But some of them who love money a lot, they will all go rogue. Because if you think people mind change just easily like that, just forget it. Sometimes
Let me say this, kid. Let me say this, Kidola. To her question, I want to put it like this, right? Now, the Europeans, right, when they ended the slave trade, right, ended the slave trade, let's be honest with you, they did. They said, you know something, we have another. Let's start doing legitimate businesses on the guy. That's what capitalism does. You can't stop it. You got to do something. Okay, if you're not going to trade something. So the Europeans started looking for palm oil, ivory, other products and everything. They discovered petroleum and everything, and they start basically saying, okay, we could basically make money like this. You got to understand something how this works. And I could think, and I'm going to say something right to my continental African brothers and sisters that might be offensive. Okay, the British royal family, right, have is basically almost like a quasi criminal empire. They have these things people call barons, right? These barons are nothing but ruthless people who basically go around and they control shipping, trade, and all these things, and under the name of the Queen of Magistrate, Queen of England, everything like that. So, in other words, if let's say if you're a criminal, right? So long as you're paying tribute to the crown, you're okay. So therefore, it took a long time in slavery because these barons that control the slave trade, these baron families and everything like that, that control slave and traded opium and all stuff like that, made so much money for the royal crown. Same thing with the Spanish in Spain. The majority of Spanish people didn't know all the crimes of the Spanish crown. All they knew was okay, roads were getting built and they were in Spain. But when people like in France, right, realized what was going on in their name and the new thing called France, because these were all new nation states. There were the Spanish were Basques, there were Barcelonians, Madridians, and all these other people like this, right, and Castilians, everything, all under the banner of Spain, right? But they were all individual people. We look at the Spanish Empire, but most people didn't have anything. You have to give people a reason to be loyal to the crown. The French did the same thing. Okay, if we get rid of the slave trade, right, this idea of being French is going to disappear. So all we have to do is this: we have to send our French into Africa and conquer huge Western territory, right, to make the French feel proud, and then we're going to turn the African into black Frenchmen. You understand how that works? And so therefore, it keeps them together. Same thing with the British, right? You have the Saxons, you got the Londoners, you have the Scots, you got the Northern Irish, you got all these, the Welsh, all these people. They're Great Britain, the United Kingdom, you know. And the bottom line is they have their people all over the world. They got land, everything like that. It was same thing with the Vatican, with the Italy, with the Vatican. So it's all about power, right? And the Africa, right, has not figured out, right, because Africa has no desire to conquer people outside of Africa, right? So there's no real core reason to unify under one spirit in places like Nigeria. People still divided on their tribal lines and stuff like this, right? Now, Nigeria became an imperial power, let's say, right? And they said Nigeria now controls a swath of land in the central Congo and Madagascar becomes that would create a pride in Nigeria of conquest. We're Nigerians now. Forget the fact you're Igbo and everything. So there's nothing unifying Nigerians on that level because everybody's turned on each other. You know, same thing with Ghana and all these other people. It's all about power. If you don't have power and you don't have power over somebody else, the Europeans needed Africa and needed Asia. Why? To unify their own countries. To say you're now a British. Look at the British Empire. Look at all you possess. Now, what fool was going to turn against that? However, in 1974, the Portuguese got tired of the Portuguese monarchs. They got tired of them and overthrew them. We didn't have to fight her. At the end of the war in Angola and Mozambique and Guinea-Bissau. Why? Because the Portuguese got tired of all this nonsense. We're going to fight these wars for a few monarchs to rule our country in our name. And so that's what I think. And the question I would ask, think this: the Africans, right? If we gonna let Europeans come in, abuse our children, like in Ghana, the Chinese, this rest of the Chinese lady for illegally mining. Why these people don't aren't deterred? I have no idea. You have the Congo, Chinese men fondling African girls' breasts and making videos about Africans and doing disparaging stuff. They're doing some good work on the African continent, but for the most part, when in Zambia where Chinese are discriminating against Africa, saying you can't come in our restaurants and everything. I mean, what part of was selling our soul? It's the same thing. This when you're humiliated in your own continent, it's just like being taken away in a slave ship. You don't exist, or somebody's in your country that you wish you didn't need, and that's the same thing with slavery going on. It's something you can't stop. You know, it just happened, and it's happened. So I don't think slavery, in the sense that people can be taken away from the continent, but look what's going on in the continent. It's the same thing. You know, the exploitation of Africa, the brain drain. Right? Africa is getting America and the West is getting all Africa's children, best children. The brain drain. The most costly thing in Africa is not the minerals being taken, but the brain power. Without brain power, you can't build anything. We have to find a way how to bring all these African brains back to the continent safely. You know, before you bring African Americans, you got to bring all these Ghanaians and all these Nigerians and all these other people, Zimbabweans, who are living the life. They're going to clubs. They're getting drunk on these fruity liquors, you know, and everything. They're dancing with white girls and everything like that. They're living a life. I'm watching South Lake. They're living a life. But no one's, and then they get a commentary about what's going on in the African continent. We need you to bring yourself back to the continent, right? And I know it's hard. So that's what the problem with the African lady. Right there, you can that's an answer to it right there. How to build Africa. Provide a way how to make the youth feel safe, that they got a place where they can earn good money, right? Good money, have a good life, and live on the continent. If Africa can do that, it could solve like 80% of its problems. But I don't see anybody talking about that. All I keep saying, oh, same old, same old. The president of Ghana, he's up there talking about, oh, we don't get loans. Why? Because they look at it, you're a risk. Or if all your people are going to the UK and everything, why should I give you a loan to build anything? You know? So
Yep, I agree with you on that. I think it's a good uh it's a good point to end. Mr. Uganda, do you have anything to say? You've been quiet.
Yeah, my phone's on 7%, so I have to make this concise. I still feel like the other panelists aren't seeing the point. They're focused too much on material and physical. We have a very, very spiritual problem. And so that has to be addressed because I know he said that if Africans move back to the continent, that would resolve 80% of the issues. I think that is an overstatement. You know, the world has advanced. People can work remotely.
Oh,
We can
yeah,
do
bro, you're a Negro. Negro. I mean, I'm gonna call you Negro P. But look, I've heard that argument before. No, we need bodies all the time. Why don't you catch your remotely from the African continent? We need you back in
Okay,
Uganda. We
Uganda,
don't need
hold
you.
on. Go finish first, Mr. Uganda. Finish your statement
thank you.
because I did not even understand.
So, and not that he doesn't have a point, because I get his point, but it has his point has limitations. Really and truly, it's about where your heart is. And so, whether we're in the continent or not, if our hearts are not in with the intention to uplift Africa, to do all of these things that you want us to do, then it's all a mute point. All of this focus on like the physical, you're just a part of the problem. And I know you don't intend to be, but that's what we're really doing. All of this sparring, because I know that it was also mentioned that all of this diaspora war, all of this stuff, all of this is just very, very vain. All of this is just vain. Like all of this back and forth about, what this country did, what that country did, what we're doing better, what that country's doing better. Oh, we followed your dances. Oh, that was cool. It doesn't matter at the end of it. It's all just vain. It doesn't matter. Because in 10 more years, we're going to forget about what we exchanged and we're going to be back to arguing. Then we're going to be not. We just have to make sure our hearts are in the right place, and we have to alter the traditions a little bit. So, Mameza's point earlier, I know she doesn't agree with Jesus Christ and stuff like that. I really don't mind either way. But, that's the type of things we should be talking about. The traditions that have been laid bare and, they've been allowed to be exploited and bastardized. We need to focus on those things. And then once we sort of fix the fractured mind of the black diaspora, then we can legitimately talk about, building. But why am I going to talk about building with communities that I don't think are good? And Mamez, I know you're not going to like that I'm going to do this, but I have to do it since it's the premise in which I called in on. But even with like the repat YouTubers, they weren't exemplifying good heart. And I know that you are a person who wants to talk about justice, but so am I. So even with the YouTubers, for example, like the ones who are complaining, oh, they're complaining that like, oh, we built your country. We've come all the way here to build your country. So, okay, in a sense, you want to talk about charity. But my understanding of charity is that it's not irritable and it's not the type in which you throw it in people's faces. And so even with the people who are coming and they're investing, their hearts are not in the right place. Their expressions of good gestures and charity don't align with my conception of charity. And so we have to make sure that we have a clear understanding as to where your mind is and as to whether I can legitimately build with you. Because ultimately, terms are being thrown about, we can build and you can help me and such. But really and truly, I feel like these are mischaracterizations of what's going on. You're not really building, you're just investing in yourself. So that's number one. But even with the
Let me ask you a question, brother. Is there anything technically wrong with that? Because, like I said,
Yes,
brother Bomani, he's
absolutely.
building in Africa and stuff like that, and I don't. And he's employing a lot of Africans, locals, and everything, business partners and everything. And my whole thing is this: I think, depending on what the country is and stuff like that, if somebody has an investment, they want to build something, and like I said, we're investing in tourism in Africa, and we've been doing it. Brother Bomani's been doing tours in Africa. We're trying to step it up to real estate, hotels, and everything. And next, when you have a groundswell of people visiting the continent, right? Next, come people say, you know something, we could build this. Once you have the numbers, Black America spends almost $100 billion a year on travel. The cruise lines you see, we keep all this shit afloat. Because we don't invest our money in nothing else but pleasure. So we got $1.4 trillion going to entertainment, treasure, because we're not really investors. We're now starting to invest, right? But for the most part, Black America has always been a cash cow for everybody, and we spend hotels and travel and everything to the Caribbean, Europe. We spend billions of dollars. If that money can be harnessed to the African continent and everything like that, it will make a substantial contribution to the development of the continent. What I'm saying is long term, right? I think Africa needs to be integrated on that level with something, right? Right now, Africa is not really integrated with like the rest of the world. Let me give you an example. A Chinese person, right? Yeah, Asia is so developed, right? That if you're Asian, you can live in mega cities, more first class cities, Singapore, Seoul, South Korea, Hong Kong, Macau, even Bangkok, Thailand, Manila, all these cities are up and coming, Saigon, all these cities are now building smart cities on top of smart cities. And you got Asian people who are basically educated and everything, have new fusion cultures where if you're Asian, you can live anywhere in the country and feel part of a Asian diaspora or whatever. If you can go to Chinatowns all over the world. China's building cities all over the world, where the people can get in where they fit in. The black race, we got to stop this. Oh, what's your intentions? We just got to build. And the best place to build with are people who look like us and are like us, And all this idea of like, what's your intentions and everything. We got to stop this ego. If a black man if a Nigerian wants to come to Harlem and open up a new theater or something like that, it's our responsibility to support this brother. And
Okay.
support this brother.
And
That's
I
the way. Hold on. That's the way. Let me get. That's the way Black America we think. There's been people that come through Black America throughout history, from the islands, from Africa, have rose in Black America, became authors, leaders in our community. We always say, I don't understand why is it that there's such a difference when it comes to Africa that everybody wants to preserve so and nothing's getting built and the people are suffering.
Okay, now you have to listen because I wasn't even finished talking. You can't
Okay, go ahead.
lambast out abandoning ego, but then you finalize your point with this is what our leaders do in America. At the end of the day, we're all losing in different ways. So the way we're losing is expressed differently. America doesn't have the panacea. Otherwise, it would have healed its own condition decades ago. So let's just start there. But now let's go back to what you said originally. You said, do you have a problem with Bomani doing X, Y, Z? Now, I actually don't have an issue with Bomani. I've been on his show a few times as far as, viewing the content. If I had an issue with Bomani, I would have expressed it when I called in on his show, and I have not. So I do not have an issue with Bomani, but his intentions are going to matter. I'm sorry, but
What can his intentions? I'll tell you his intentions. We're trying to build a home away from home.
okay,
But in other words, basically, what is the intention? We're clear and we're clear. Bomani's part of the BAO.
Carla, I feel like I don't know what it is, but it's kind of like you're responding to what you think I'm trying to say, but I'm saying
You asked a question. I don't know what his intentions are,
no, but
implying that there's something nefarious.
no, it was rhetorical. It was rhetorical. Now, I don't have an issue with Bomani. I haven't bothered to inspect what he's doing. Primarily, I'm not picking up anything to suggest that he's doing anything erroneous. And I actually told someone this. I said that Bomani is actually not doing anything that would flag a concern for me. So I haven't gone looking for anything, If I wanted to and I looked into it, I would observe his intentions. And again, we're not really disagreeing or anything. We just value different things, Color Genesis. You value the end result. I value the intention. Okay? It doesn't mean that you think better than I do or Americans think better. But ultimately, what's informing your critical thinking is based on the belief that the results matter more than the intention, whereas I'm the reverse. And there's nothing that you really have like in stockpile as far as evidence to suggest that your method works for Africa. It doesn't work for Africa, and you have to prove
Well,
it though.
let me ask you a
Now,
question. Let me ask you a
okay,
question. Okay, let's say you say that's true, right? Now you
yeah,
say work for Africa, right? That's a very vague and broad statement, right? Because Africa's diverse.
that's
Okay.
precisely that's
All right.
precisely
So when
what
you
I
said
said.
hold up, Mr. Uganda, you said don't work for Africa, right? So that's a very vague thing, you know. You could say now if you had a specific village or territory you're talking about, right? On one hand, Africa, you said Africa got we have all different customs and everything, but like say, well, this is very nuanced. And we studied Africa. I've studied Africa, right? Each culture is different, right? So we say intentions for Africa. That gives the impression that one Africa needs my charity, which they don't, right? Or the fact that it can't be a mutual from the get go. If we're basically building in Africa, we're building communities, right? And we're saying that our people that want to live in Africa should have safe communities and we can support ourselves and we could pay taxes to the government and we could build these facilities and everything like that for our people set over and also build for the local community around us and everything like that. What's the intention? What's the intention? Now some people will say, no, we don't want that. We don't want you here. That's fine, right? But then if you go to certain countries, right, who tell me, you know something, if you guys built your own city state in our country, it'd be great. And I've been told that by 3 different countries in Africa. They said, man, that would be great, man. You guys will put us on the map and everything, in Black America and the diaspora. When I say Black America, I'm talking about the whole of North America, South America, Central America, Canada. I'm not just talking about African Americans, I'm talking about Haitians, Jamaicans, and the people in the UK, whatever like that, the descendants of slavery, and whoever, even people who've been out of African continent for decades, and they want to settle back here and build something new and stuff like that. That would be great. Why not? The Asians do it. You got Chinese that have been out of China for 100, 200 years, and then welcome back to Beijing with open arms. Can't speak a lick of Chinese. Can't write Chinese. But then since the Chinese said it, they got skills to contribute to it. Nobody's talking about the intentions. They understand the end result. When you're dealing with human beings, right? You got to understand. If the Bible says, you always got to make allowances for somebody's faults. If I do business with you, you invite me to your country, Uganda, and everything like that. I got the responsibility of giving you the benefit of the doubt, right? Until proven otherwise, right? I got to make allowances for your faults. Also, that there's going to be things about you or your culture that I'm not going to like. That's what we as Black people don't seem to understand. If their goal is to be together and build and win together and everything like that, you're always going to have that part that you don't like. You don't dwell on that. We put all our differences out there, say as a line in the sand. Instead of saying all the stuff that you could be building together with as a thing, and you let your differences, you put those to the side and get it done. We as a Black race, we don't do that. Other people do that. That's why they're winning and we don't. Every time we go down the line, all the stuff that we agree on. Oh man, I agree that left is better than right. No, I agree right is better than left. And there goes the split. Okay, you go on the side, you believe this, you go on the side, and you go separate ways. That's how the Black race in America and Africa works. You got people, instead of sitting there saying, look, 90% of the stuff we agree on, let's build and strengthen on that 90%. But yet we sit there and we allow people throw out that 2% we agree on, and we go fighting over the 2% that we disagree on. You see what I'm talking about? Under the I don't know what your intentions are. Well, all you can see is he's doing good work. Let's build on that. We agree on that. If there's something nefarious and everything like that, we'll talk about that in the back end. But that's how stuff never gets done.
Okay, now I get your premise, and we don't necessarily disagree. I just think you want me to articulate my point a particular way so that it's palatable to you. But, I was trying to look for things I agree with you on, and I can find maybe one. So, you said that we're wasting time by sort of inspecting for an intention rather than focusing on the work. But, I can gauge.
Yeah, I agree with that.
No, that's yeah. I was extrapolating what you said because I'd have a point to make on it. So I can gauge a person's faith or their intention by their work. So it's not ultimately that choosing to focus on their work isn't necessarily a bad thing in my eyes either. I'm not opposed to it. I can inspect the intention from the way they operate, and that's how we've had to do so from a lot of the people we've seen on YouTube. And so it's not necessarily
that's the problem, brother. Let me interrupt you, bro. And I really gotta go. And I really gotta go this time. Yo,
yeah, but
that's the problem. You're going by what you said. A key word. YouTube.
Color. Like we can't do this, okay? Because I respected you and Kadolia enough to allow you to have your exchange for the past 500 hours. I'm just literally asking to give my input in response to what you say. It's not easy to respond to you because you give so much verbiage. I literally have to keep track of everything you say so that I don't misconstrue, misquote, misextrapolate. So let me work on something you've said in order to engage the discussion. If you want to have a solo soliloquy, you're free to do that on your channel. But I'm trying to explore something you've said. So let me explore it. Now, we were focusing on the point of let's focus on the works. I had responded and said, "Hey, I can sort of gauge the intention from the works." Okay, so it's not necessarily bad to look at the intention. And overall, because I don't think you understand me, okay, foundationally, I don't actually. Let me start with this. I don't think you understand how your reasoning is working. You bring everything back to your core belief that we should focus on the works, yet you don't see how it sort of limits you to understand me. So it's kind of ironic that you're sort of pleading for me to understand you, that you're pleading for us to sort of engage with the 90% that we can agree on, yet you're not looking to see how you can agree with me or to see how we could sort of have a middle ground. I'm trying to do that with you. And so I'm actually applying what you failed to apply that you're preaching to everybody. I'm trying to work with the 90% of what you're saying, but you're trying to sort of poke holes in my foundational belief as opposed to working on it. And that's the problem, Calogenesis. People like yourself try to change every single person you meet to make them conform to your philosophy. But this is not how it's going to work. And that's why it hasn't worked. You can't come on here and say that we shouldn't sort of use the examples on YouTube not to sort of, determine and make judgments. Yet you come on here and you actually behave just like the examples I talked about on my channel. Day in and day out, they try to change people to match their American upbringing. And you don't understand that people are not like yourself. Not everyone is American. Not everyone wants to focus on the end result. Some people actually want to cherish, interpersonal relations. They want to sort of focus on the intention. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with that. And I wish you would stop trying to get us to move from that. Because primarily the issue I have with a lot of Black people, Africans included, and actually Africans most of all, is that we don't have good founding principles. And one of the things I've started to speak more on is just basic hypocrisy. We can't keep being hypocritical people. And that's the problem with Africa. We've got people who are over there preaching one thing, but they're doing another. The diaspora is the same thing, preaching charity, but acting as if you were doing yourself the ultimate good. It's just all of this stuff is just very, very convoluted. It's very, very vain, and it has to stop. So let's just bring it back to what's important, okay? And because it's important to me, Mameza, and to yourself, so let's just bring it back, okay? Let's just focus on the fact that really and truly, it's going to be beneficial to every one of us if the people who are quote unquote building Africa, if their intentions are in the right place. If that's what's going to benefit Africa ultimately, then why are you trying to dissect it and butcher it? If it's ultimately going to benefit someone, wouldn't you rather shake hands with someone whose intentions are good with your daughter than shake hands with someone whose intentions are bad with your daughter? Like, come on. Like, this is what I'm talking about. It's just a futile engagement, vain babblings.
Okay, Mr. Uganda, let me say something. I don't know if you understood what he was saying. What you say is valid as much as what he's saying is valid. And I understand what Carla is saying, that we spend days and days arguing over the 2% of whatever we don't agree with when we could have been moving on and advancing. Mr. Uganda, even though you want to focus on people intention, right? People can make you can if they want to, they will make you believe whatever you want. They know you want to them how am I gonna they can make you believe, they can put themselves in the light
It's
that
called
they
beguile. It's
want to
called
believe.
beguile. It's called
Yes.
beguile to beguile someone. Beguile somebody, make you believe in them. It's to soft soap you. It's called
Yes.
soft soaping and everything, and
They can
everything.
basically And that's something
Yeah.
I think that a lot of Africans don't even understand. Like, right? We are so like even with Kidola when we were discussing earlier, he focused so much about like liking us, they don't like us. This someone can make you think that they like you when really they don't. You understand? If
Right.
people are really good at playing that game, except Africans that don't understand that. You know that kind of
Let me tell you something. African Americans, we have mastered. We live in America, right? They've showed us all the time what they're like. White people did not care about calling you a nigga, go back to Africa, a monkey, whatever, all your whole life. They didn't care. Then the same white person, when they need something from you or whatever like that, right? They're so nice. They know how to change up everything. And we master how to deal with them. They know how to manipulate us, make one black person feel like they're special and they're better, or this like this, or they'll say, "Oh yeah, you don't talk like the other ones and whatnot," and you're supposed to be like, "Oh yeah, I'm one of the good ones. I was educated and everything." We understand all that, you know. We understand that white people, just like black people, when someone tries to, the Bible says, "Beware of the tongue that flatters." Right? The people can, and they'll say, the road to hell is often paved with what? Good intentions, right? So people basically come out there and they have the best intentions and they lead you to the road to hell. You got to basically be like this, of sound mind, say, look, we don't know what this brother's about. You don't know what African Americans' our intentions are. I can't sit there and put on a nice face and say, oh my God, I'm this great African American coming home. You have no idea what's in my heart. I could be lying, but you won't know. But doing nothing is not an option. You have to take that chance and say, look, okay, look, I see where he's going right here, right? Understand that he's human like anybody else. He could be deceiving us. But the end result is like, damn, when the thing's done, like, man, they accomplished a lot. We're going here. I guess we were wrong about these people. We're always suspicious about people and everything. But the thing is, when it comes to black people, that suspicion ends up being nowhere. You're suspicious about the Chinese, and they end up proving you right. They screw you over. They take your shit. When it comes to black people, oh, I gotta know the intent. I gotta know this. You know, what's in your intent? You look at the end result and everything. You don't say that to the white man. He still owns 80% of the land and resources in South Africa. He still got Zimbabwe under sanctions and whatnot, you know? He ain't saying nothing about that, you know? And the bottom line is they're still raping the Congo. And so, please, when people talk about our intent as Black America, African American, you just have to realize, yes, there's Black people in America that are coming home to the continent. Some of us want to just integrate into African society. Some of us think we should build communities. Some of us say, hey, look, there's enough territory to build a whole new country. Whatever the hell we're going to do, we have to discuss that. Some people are not going to like it. Some people are going to love it, you know, whatever it is. But the whole thing is, if we're, like he said, we're remote, we're the global world. Yes, it can't stop with the Black race. You know, if we're in a global world, that means that black people in America, black people in diaspora, black people should be able to work in a remote and living, doing the global thing too. Globalism can't mean just Europeans coming to Africa
Mr. Uganda
on a
has something
vacation.
to say. Hold on 1 second. What do you want to say, Mr. Uganda? You unmute yourself.
Oh no, but like Kala keeps sprinkling in falsehoods. He said I wouldn't
Yeah,
say that to the
I
white man.
muted Kara for a moment. You know
Yeah,
he's
and
arguing. Go
I'm
ahead,
just,
Mr. Uganda.
yeah,
I
like,
don't think what I said. Did you understand what I said, Mr. Uganda? Because I understand you about the intention, but
no,
it's
I
so
get what you're
hard to
saying.
understand what the people intentions are. And when it comes to certain people, they're very good at mind game. Like they play that game so well. They invented that game, and they only they know how to play. You
Yeah, I
understand?
get
They
what you're
can
saying.
lay down,
And
they can let you
yeah,
talk over them until they attain they reach their goal. Only when they reach their goal that you're gonna realize that that's what they were doing. So to be honest, it's so hard to read people's intention. That's why I do not limit myself on. I cannot even like really co-sign someone intention with that. I focus more on action, to be honest with you. Your actions say so much more about your intention than whatever is gonna come out of your mouth. So it's
yeah,
hard
but
for me.
and I receive what you're saying, but I already accounted for that. I already
Okay.
said that I could look at someone's works to gauge their intention. So it's not that the works don't matter. It's just that I would actually factor in both. I literally expressed that. So I
Okay.
get what you're saying, but I've already accounted for it. My
Okay,
issue of
that
color is
means
that
you guys are on the same page, but
that's
just not in.
that's what I'm saying though. So that's why I just don't know why he's being argumentative. Like I
Okay.
think he's used to that type of
I'm not
stuff.
being.
Oh,
I'm not
brother,
being
please,
argumentative. I'm just
brother.
correcting.
Come on, come
Anyway,
Okay,
anyway, people.
I'm gonna beat him again.
yeah, like
You can,
what,
Carla,
like
thank you.
No, I have to go. I'm just saying goodbye.
Okay, bye
I'm
bye.
saying
Thank you
goodbye. I
for
got to
being
go.
here.
I really have to go.
Okay, bye. Thank you. Go ahead.
yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't because
I
my
know,
issue.
I know it's overwhelming.
Oh my gosh! Like that's why I do not miss.
That's why
Like
I was
I'm not
telling you about
joking.
like Americans in general. It's not about even about black people. Americans are like that. With
Oh
Americans,
my
like
gosh.
straightforward, quick, 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 quick. That's how it
Yeah,
is.
but that's a problem though because like yeah, it's a problem. It shows very little person skills. You know, at least
Oh,
try to
well,
pretend like you're
I mean,
listening
they
to
get a
someone.
lot done. Look at America; they get a lot done. But
Okay, Mameza, at the end of the day, his objective in calling into the show was to sort of prove, I guess, that, his philosophy was better. But all that he proved is that he doesn't care
no,
about the
I don't think
opinions of
so.
Africans,
Okay.
whether they're in the diaspora or not. So to me, as far as what he intended to facilitate, he failed. And so I don't know what he accomplished today. And I don't have any sort of barometer to check what else he's done. So as far as what I've been concerned with the one thing I've seen Kala try to achieve, he failed today. So to me, whatever you're saying about him getting stuff done, it's a moot point. It is what it is. Now, my issue with Kala was that whilst he was sort of, I have I took no issue with what he was saying, but he kept sprinkling in falsehood, saying that we don't say that to the white man. He was trying to call me a Negro. All of this stuff, like he didn't come with the intention to
You
speak to
know
me
how?
correctly.
Yeah, I understand that. I
Yeah,
cringe
and
a little bit.
Because Mameza, like, let me land in it. It's a problem. It's a problem. You
Okay.
can't speak, you can't do shit like that and then think it's okay. And that's why Carla argues with people day in and day out. Like, it's a problem. And he does a lot of talking. And so where you talk a lot, you don't do a lot of walking. So you have to be mindful of that as well. So you can't all you yourself can't put him into the bracket of Americans who are getting stuff done. Name me one thing that Color Genesis has done.
No, I wasn't talking about him in particular.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
that's
know.
that's the point. That's the point
Oh, I
though. And
don't know.
so he didn't say anything he's done, and so it just is the way it is. And so all he did was just be disrespectful, and I take offense to it because he was preaching about looking for the 90% of good and all of this stuff, but his entire behavior towards me was just looking for everything he could see wrong. And so at the end of the day, it just proves my point. A lot of people, they want you to fall out of certain habits so that you can be vulnerable. He would like for Africans to be less critical because it means that he gets to behave like an ass more often than not, and it's not acceptable. And he's going to run into a lot of issues, unfortunately. It is what it is.
Okay. Well, sorry that happened. Like, I, I rarely, on it, to be honest with you, Mr. Uganda, I respect what your feelings are and your position and all that. Sorry it happened. Um, he is who he is, I guess. I mean, yeah, it's what it
Yeah,
is.
I mean, yeah, it's calm in it, but it's just like, if you, we can just leave it alone. But,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, maybe his philosophy works for him because, America's a different dynamic. I'm not going to pretend to understand it. They do have to have a different sort of pace. I guess it's faster paced than where I live. So, his endeavors and his approach might well serve him in where he is, so I can't invalidate that
Um,
for him,
I'm
you know?
sorry. I'm not interrupting you. Sorry.
Oh, no, 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 please go ahead.
Ekofo, I don't know. Yuri, I think you misunderstood me. I never said that Black Americans are getting anything done. I never said that. I'm talking about America in general. That includes white America. America is a melting pot, to be honest with you. But we follow the lead, the group that lead the majority. I'm saying that's an American way of doing things. I struggled through that when I got here. You know, so That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about Black America specifically. So I don't know why you're coming for me. Just leave me alone.
Icon
So
Fire
yeah.
wants you to drop the link, you know? I guess he wants to question me, to be honest. But to be honest, Icon, you should probably listen to how me and Color started off the discourse before you form an opinion, because something's telling me by the way you're writing, you haven't
Who?
witnessed, yeah, he hasn't witnessed what happened, because I really did try to work with Color's
Oh
points, but
yeah,
he
don't
wasn't,
respond to that, Mr. Uganda. It's
yeah,
gonna give
like,
me
yeah, you
something.
have to understand, you know? And yeah,
Yeah.
is what it is. So,
No, Carlo Genesis was a little bit condescending in the beginning. He started talking, I mean, was making assumption and all that, was ready to call him name. Yeah,
yeah,
you
that's
see,
the
he called
problem.
himself very quick.
And plus,
Trust me, I got that too. I saw,
yeah, and plus he assumed that I wouldn't be a fan of Boom. Like, I'm actually very, like, not very supportive, and let me not even go that far, but I've actually not tried to contradict Bomani's work. I went to Bomani's live streams, as you know, because I saw you in his live streams, right? And, you know, I had no issues with what
what is
Bomani was.
Mr.
Yeah,
Uganda hating? Where are you hating? Why are you saying that Cameroonian diaspora?
Cameroon, I don't know what's going on. Like,
I
but I
don't
didn't tell
know.
you. Like, this is why I inspect principles, because, you know, there's an evident, like, there's something wrong in his spirit. I'm just gonna say it right now. But it's a mute. I just stopped responding. I actually blocked him, on my side, to be honest. I just, yeah, it is what it
They
is.
they have their own discussion going on in the chat. I don't know why they're coming for you, Mr. Uganda. No, stop that. I can fire you. I don't even know how to. Don't be saying stuff like that over here.
No, but just let Icon Fire call in, because, you know,
Discussion.
yeah, I feel like it's better just to let him express himself verbally,
No,
and
I'm gonna. Don't do that. I can fire. I don't even know how to block people here. I don't want anyone like projecting or making assumption or saying stuff like that. You're gonna be respectful. I can fire because of you. This woman, I don't know, Mr. Uganda. Did you see that for Black Righteous, whatever? She made a whole video about me
oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that. I'm sorry. What
because of
happened?
I can fire. Being, I mean, hosting this live stream is not that easy though. Like it kind of like draws some negative kind of like. I
That's
mean,
what I'm saying. Like, it was just like the negativity out of some. It's been apparent. I don't know where it came from today. It was really jovial.
yeah, I
Before
don't
in the
have
beginning, it was very
space
jovial.
for
We were
that.
all laughing. And, like, that's. I'm just gonna stay away from it. I just blocked the ones who I think are weird, and I just move on.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do too.
No, I
Because of
just
you,
blocked
I
them.
can fire. This lady made a whole live video about me, insulting me, calling me a B word,
Wait, who?
how fat I
Who?
am,
Who?
oh, whatever. I'm like, what did I do to you?
Wait,
Because
wait.
I brought him on the panel. She was on the panel with me, right? She was there for a long time. So I can file send his invitation, his request, which approved, and he joined the panel. So this lady basically it's upset that I had her on the panel with I can file, and she said that she had previously warned me not to never have a campfire in her presence. So she went into a rant. It's like 45 minutes of insulting me. That day, I had to put her to the backstage because they were arguing back and forth. Really, to be honest with you guys, I don't like negativity. It's kind of like I don't know, it stresses me. So I have to put her in the back and let a campfire make his point, and then I put a campfire to the back and let her make. She came and she talked, she insulted him, and she left. The next thing I know, she came under the in the comment section when the live stream ended and left a message, a very not kind message, very ugly message. I did not say anything. And then later on, her video popped up on my was recommended to me on YouTube. I click on it, and she was basically telling me how fat I am, how stupid and delusional I am. I have to come back on earth. Uh, B word here, B word there. She was very like ugly, unnecessary. I'm like, what? I can fire.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that. Like, you didn't deserve that. You know, you're a really nice person. Like, I don't agree with you. Like, literally, like, a lot of the
Yeah.
stuff you said, I outwardly say I do not agree. But you know, you're a nice, and I only feel comfortable saying that because I trust you enough to, you know, understand that I still like you. And
Of
so
course, trust me. I don't even
yeah,
expect anyone to necessarily. I even like when people don't agree with me. That makes the conversation. I don't want
Hey,
everybody to
hey,
be like
respect.
fire, whatever. I do not. I want you guys to be like against what I'm saying so that we can sort things out and talk. And I really believe in communication, to be honest with you. I believe that we can disagree we can start with disagreement and end up even if we're not uh um we don't have to come by but we can understand each other point of view
Hey,
and
respect to everyone.
yeah.
Good evening.
Hey,
Mr. Uganda, how are you? Empress, how are you?
I'm good,
fine,
thank
thank
you.
you. Fine, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So a lot of collagenesis
Okay,
talking
hold on, I
point.
can't fire you made a very not so nice comment about Mr. Uganda in the chat. What did you what was that about?
Say he's soft.
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
we
No,
are we are we are we are we are people. We just gonna say some stuff, but we don't mean
no,
that.
but there's certain stuff that's ugly. I don't like that because when you say
All
to
right, all right,
someone
all right, all right. Listen. Mr. Uganda has placed himself in a kind of tedious position in the YouTube sphere. He's a opposing factor of Pan Africanism, in which I'm not liking that.
no no
I,
no
I have been trying to advise Mr. Uganda that stop being on the side that you're on and come on to Pan African side. The reason, but I have reasons for that. It's not like it's something bad for you. It's actually the only choice for you. So my problem is, why would you be against something that's the only force
Okay,
for?
I can't fire. I don't think you are responding to what I asked you asked question. You made a ugly comment. Just because he doesn't want to join Pan-Africanism doesn't give you the right to say what you just said about his mentor. What does that have to do? If Pan-Africanists
Okay,
are acting the
I'm
way
sorry, Mr.
you
Uganda.
are, if Pan-Africanists are gonna act the way you are acting, that would be a reason, enough reason for him to stay away from it. Go ahead. I can't find.
I mean, this the whole thing about life, right? Life is tough.
Oh my God, I don't want
You
any
feel
lesson.
me? Let me tell you something, Empress. Let me tell you something, Empress. Going around trying to put men in their place, I don't think it's your right either.
What
You
do you
feel
mean?
me? Yeah, you just asked me in a sense, you asked me something in a sense where you like putting me in my place and telling me it's not right to speak to someone in that way. Now, who gives you that right? You feel me? Are you putting me in my place? Should I
No, I'm asking
should
you a
I
question.
conform to what you say?
No, no, no. I asked you a question. I want to
Yeah, but
understand your
I'm not saying
intention.
nothing bad. I haven't said anything bad. Saying that your mentality is obscuring your vision is nothing bad.
Right. Okay, and let me respond to you because I actually received
Don't respond. Hold on, wait, Mr. Uganda. Don't respond yet. You know you're my brother. You know you're African. I respect all Africans. Maybe not their attitudes, you feel me? But I respect all Africans. I want Africa to win. Africa is the side I'm on. So we've been knowing each other, so I know you. So the reason why I speak this way is because I know your opposition towards Pan-Africanism. So Personally, I think you're somebody educated, and I have to say this to you that it is our educated people who have us in a pile of shit. You feel me? So I want you to not get in league with the educated, and maybe come over to our side and hear us out for a minute. You feel me? Because you can't ignore the fact that you, the educated people, have us Africans in a pile of shit. You feel me? In which we need to get out of. So how about listen to the uneducated for a minute? You feel me? All the good, nice, squeaky type of talking. As the Empress said, the subtle tongue, the what do you call it? The seductive tongue might be a devil. You feel me? So sometimes I might say, your brain might be messed up. So it's messing with your vision. So I'm just not being a hypocrite. You feel me? And it's not trying to be enemies either. Go ahead.
Okay, now yeah, I receive what you're saying. So let me start off here. With regards to my stance on Pan-Africanism, um, I get your premise and I get that you are a Pan-African, but at least in this situation, it doesn't
And I
apply.
want you on our side.
Right. But in this situation, as far as this live stream, it's not applicable because Color Genesis, admittedly himself, he said he's not a Pan-African. He actually said that under Bomani's
He
live
is,
stream,
he is,
and I
he
think
is, he is, he is.
no, but he actually, so Mr. Untouchable, you know, the Trinidadian guy who's
Yeah,
on
but what
Brandy's page.
about, no, listen, what about ignoring that which he said?
Okay, but then yeah,
Because
but
he
okay,
is.
that even
Listen,
works with my so let me land, let me land. Can I let you land? You know, and I respect what you
yes,
said,
sir,
and I
yes,
get
sir, yes, sir.
we're gonna work around it, right? So let's just move past that, okay? Because we're just gonna ignore it, right? So with regards to the educated point, I don't try to lean on my education. And again, that's not applicable here because my degree is in law and I've brought up nothing to do with the law in this live stream. Maybe the last live stream, not this one, right? I've actually tried to equalize my stance by, factoring in spiritual, emotional, like maybe some type of like, some principles that aren't predicated on how much you know, how much you earn. But that's pretty much what Color Genesis was preaching. He was preaching just about the physical stuff. And so, it's kind of like, you can never really win because, I mean,
Yeah,
as far as
one more
myself,
second.
because on one hand it's like maybe I do sort of push my education. Let's say I don't think I do, but let's say I do, but then I sort of try to slip into the whole spiritual and like principles and all of this stuff, but even then it's not good enough. And so it's kind of like, it can't be a me thing because I didn't contradict Pan-Africanism today. I actually didn't even contradict Black unity. I just sort of focused on the fact that, yeah, we can just focus on intention and stuff like that. And that's something that I thought maybe like you yourself are a Rastafarian. Wouldn't you focus on like, I guess that's what you would focus on, like, is it people's intentions, their spirit.
All
So
right.
I don't understand.
I understand what you're
Okay,
saying.
did you make your point? I'm gonna gotta go. I'm gonna let Deep Sleep talk. My husband needs to me. I gotta get out of here. So Deep Sleep, say something.
Come on, my Ethiopian bro.
Deep Sleep, you
Oh,
really deep
he
sleeping?
wrote in a message that you should give him 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's more than 5 minutes. It's been more than 5 minutes. If it's not here, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, but one more thing, Mr. Uganda. I was saying that Carla Genesis, he's American. So I'm not looking for perfection from a Carla Genesis. He's looking for a lot of right ways too to go. You feel me? None of us is perfect. You feel me? But we should really put more interest in people that is for Africa
Oh, I know what I'm
and
gonna do.
has declared that they are for Africa, I think those are the people you should really put interest in instead of these other people that you like. Sometimes you want to believe the people that has no interest in Africa. I don't, like, me personally, I'm the enemy of those people practically. If you black and you're not interested in Africa, we enemies, I swear. You feel
You
me? It's
very,
what it
you
is.
very, you are an extremist, I would
Yeah,
say.
I'm a black identity extremist. You feel
I
me?
can, I can, I can feel it in the way you express yourself. It gives me like it shakes me sometimes when I hear you
Yeah,
were talking to that lady in a
but Empress,
very
you are very,
polished manner.
but you, Empress, are very controversial too. You want, yeah, right? Because it's like,
I love controversy.
yeah, but this is the thing I'm saying, right? You are saying that African men are weak and we need to get up and we need to be strong and we need to be that, but still you have an offense on a strong man. You feel me? A man that's trying to declare his Africanness and be strong in that. You feel me?
I'm
And
trying to do
so
what?
it's like this. It's like this. Me, right? You have a lot of times you be like, you too staunch or you too whatever. You understand? And I'll be like, well, isn't this the freedom fighter? How you don't like a freedom fighter? How you don't like the mood of a freedom fighter, Mumizi?
Okay, I'm still like confused about what you're saying.
All
You
right.
said you said I did what?
You have an opposition into how I display myself. You
But
feel
that's
me?
no, that's not being strong to me is not
But
any type of emotion. It's kind of like sign of weakness to me.
yeah,
When you're
but
strong,
yeah. So what? So what? So what if I'm weak?
anger
What I'm
is
trying to say,
an
Emperor,
emotion, okay?
Emperor. Yeah,
If
I
you get
understand. I
upset
understand.
easily, that's a weakness to
Yeah,
me.
but that's not upset. I mean, me speaking in a certain way don't mean I'm upset.
What does that
Me,
mean?
me speaking in a certain way might sound emotional or sound a bit angry. It don't mean I'm angry. You feel me? I mean, just like you say, I mean, we have a lot of way how to display ourselves. You feel me? And I can display ourselves myself in a energetic way if I choose to. I can be I can do it in a little humble way if I choose to, but I don't choose to speak humbly. I don't choose to speak nice. I choose to speak rough and aggressive because it is what it is. You feel me? Maybe you as a lady can't take it, but let me tell you, dealing with our people, you cannot be soft. You feel me? You cannot be soft and you can't take shit. You feel me? And they must know that. It is what it is. You feel me? And people need to know that you got objection out there. You got people out there going to object to your stupid little behavior. You feel me? And they're not going to do it for you to feel sweet and for you to feel nice. You feel me? And personally, you are to feel as shitty as you are. You feel me? If your behavior is shitty and you making our race get fall, then you might have to get it how it's supposed to get come. Am I lying, Mamizi? You feel me? I mean, who gonna give our people a ass whooping when they deserve it? One of us.
But you can do that without getting upset.
But
When you
I'm
get
not.
upset, you lose control.
But I'm not upset. You just think I'm upset.
I'm not talking about today. I'm talking about the other day. You
Same
and that,
thing.
you and that lady,
Yeah,
and because of that, she wanna make that ugly video about me. I don't know if you have listened to it.
that is because it's your fault.
What did I do?
What?
You are being subtle and nice to a mischief maker.
Okay, I don't know
Thinking
her. I
thinking
don't
that
know. You guys
think
have a
no,
history that I
you
don't know.
think you think you can get that lady on your side, and I'm telling you that lady is untamed and cannot be tamed, especially by you.
I do not even know her. I treat everybody the same over here.
Yeah.
I'm just here to have
Well,
fun, to discuss.
well, I understand, but you need to read people. You can't just take everybody simple. You need to read people.
But to
That
reach
lady,
someone, I have to be in the presence or maybe watch
no,
that
no, no,
person. So
no,
how am I
no,
gonna?
no.
I've never.
I can use your words and know who the hell you are. I can
Right.
use what you stand for and know who the hell you are and what you're capable of.
You
You
know,
feel me?
you like to be offensive to people sometimes when they don't agree with you. I can't lie.
Only
I
when they
noticed that.
deserve it. Only when they deserve it, Empress.
That's according to
I'll
you.
never give you, I'll never give somebody what they don't deserve. Why
Oh,
would I do something like that? Then that means when you get a good thing that you deserve, that means you gonna blame me for giving someone good something good.
with
You see,
you,
you're not
if
just
someone is not Pan Africanist, that person deserve the worst, according to you.
no, they deserve tightening up, according to me.
You don't know these people. We on Facebook. You don't know. You don't know Miss Uganda. You
And
don't
they
know me.
don't
You don't know
and
that
they
lady.
don't yeah, and they don't know me either.
So let's not go beyond what we can
Yes,
control and be offensive to people for nothing.
I
You
mean,
know.
I don't listen, Mr. Uganda, talk the truth. Am I offensive for no reason? Talk the truth. Do I go on people's streams to give trouble, to make trouble to people? Do I do
No, I
that?
don't think. No, I don't think you go to make trouble, but I think you do know that your tone won't
Yeah,
go
I
well.
am. I am a little hostile to
Yeah,
stupidity,
yeah, I get that. I get that sentiment.
and nobody can tell me that I should allow ignorance to just go through safe, nice and dandy, and all that shit. You gonna know that you stupid from me.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me ask you a question. I can fire. Don't you think that the people that are not on your side are really the people that you should be talking to? You
I
should be
mean,
talking to.
I
Yeah.
understand, Empress. I do not make them feel like we're enemies. I just make them feel like their big brother is tightening them up. You see me?
But you can also use the same method to time everybody else, everyone else,
First
everyone.
of all, first of all, Empress, I'm uneducated. You can't tell an uneducated person how to
Okay,
be.
that's an
Um,
excuse. You make an excuse for yourself, but you cannot make an excuse for other people not being at your level of
yeah, but
understanding.
Yeah, but Empress, come on, Empress. Come on, Empress. You tell a black person that they African, and you oppose me that you're not African. What the hell you think I'm gonna say next?
Okay, you know what? I gotta go. My husband is not happy. I gotta go.
Yeah,
Thank you. I can fire for being here. Thank you to everybody else. Thank you
yeah,
for.
but know this. I'm not gonna make you a lady go around telling our men as Africans that they're weak, and then I sit around and act like I'm not gonna tighten them up. So I quiet you down from.
Okay, go
You understand?
tighten them up. Whatever you want to do.
Of
So.
course, you're not the first program I went on and tightened these motherfuckers up. They got to be tightened up, and that's what I planned on doing. That's what I'm doing.
I wish you can do it in your real life, not online, because what you're doing, I don't know how much
I
effect.
also do it in my real life, Empress. I also do it in my real life.
Okay, and you have to come on this panel. with your real self, not behind an avatar. Okay, come
Oh, you
here
want
so that we can
to?
see you. You
Oh,
know, communication,
you want to see my face? You
you
want
know,
to see my face?
non-verbal communication is more powerful than.
I think I shown my face on a lot of different programs.
Oh,
I'm
really?
not,
You did?
I'm not scared to show my face, Empress.
You
I
know
ain't
him,
scared.
Mr. Uganda? Do you know him?
And I think I saw him once 2 years ago when his
Yeah,
Does it
camera
look
might.
like you sound? Does it look like his sound?
Yes.
Because you sound very scary. You scare me so easily. Sometimes when I
yeah.
hear you speak with so
It,
much force and hostility, you're about to like hurt somebody. I'm like,
no,
wow.
no. I'm not about to hurt nobody. But if I get the chance, I destroy the Arabs.
Oh my God. We're not here to destroy people, seriously. We're here to build people.
Give me the power, and you'll see what something. Give me the
Okay.
So
power, and you'll see something. There's a lot of people on this earth. For us to gain power, they have to be disappeared.
Where do you live at Campfire?
I'm in Jamaica.
No, yeah, that makes more sense.
No, I'm
but
actually in America.
You in America. That
Hmm.
makes sense still. Do you know why?
What?
Because you're supposed to be somewhere else where you can let that energy. It looks like that energy is so built up in you. It need to be released somewhere where you have more freedom. You know you cannot do that here in America easily. Like go around and be busting people. You're gonna be arrested. So you, you
Oh,
need to.
listen. I behave myself in America. Listen, Empress. I'm not aggressive physically.
No, you
Uh,
sound like you're so aggressive.
no,
Like
no. I don't. I don't listen, Empress. I might sound like that, but I ain't stupid. You feel me? I can't be fighting for Africa and try to go to jail. You feel me? I'm a legal person doing
okay,
legal shit. You hear?
yeah,
I'm doing legal shit. I work real hard for my shit. I don't get free things. I have to work for everything I got. You feel me?
okay,
So I'm just a normal person, but I'm a black activist. I'm an African patriot.
hmm,
Yeah.
okay.
And I thought that's what the type of men you was telling me, you was saying that you need in this world.
You know, there's not only one way to control or to guide people. There's several different ways. Some
Only
people
way
become.
African, the only way Africa can get Africans can get Africa back is through aggression. That's the only way they gonna get Africa back.
You know,
Yeah,
there's like soft aggression, right?
they're gonna have to destroy foreigners, and I'm not talking about black people.
No, Africa has to start with themselves. Even by destroying foreigner only, it's not gonna help Africa. Trust me. Because
Yeah,
when you finish destroying Africa, the remaining Africans gonna start fighting among themselves.
Listen. Africans have got to stop kissing white asses and Chinese asses on the continent. That's the only way to get it back. Africa got to stop putting their hands on each other. If they don't do right now, no, the Negroes in Africa is not safe in Africa because of Negroes in Africa. So
Okay,
what I'm talking is still going is going on already.
how they gonna become safe if they're still among themselves? They're the one hurting their brothers and sisters. How they gonna
Because
become safe? The
because they
foreigners
gotta
are even
formulate
the
because they
buffers.
they gotta formulate a method for loyalty to the black skin and patriotism to Africa.
Okay,
You know?
before they get there, what they're gonna be doing? What? Because you don't know how damaged those people are. I don't know how it is in
Oh,
in Western.
they got to get rid of Jesus out of they got to get rid of Jesus and Muhammad.
Mr. Uganda doesn't agree, and there are a lot of people like him that would not
Yeah,
agree with that.
the only way to correct Africa is to get rid of Jesus and Muhammad. That's the
Mm.
only way. The rest,
That's that's
anything
the
else,
but that's the hardest thing ever. I'm telling you, don't even go around. Don't even
you
go
know,
that way.
you think I don't know what you think I don't know? You
That's
see,
the hardest thing.
I'm from the Caribbean, so we know what colonization is, and we know the type of what we are up against. You feel me? It's a
Yeah.
people that think that's the lifestyle for the century or for their life. You feel me? But through Rastafari, a lot of people has transformed themselves through consciousness, African studies. A lot of people have transformed themselves out of Christianity and out of Islam. So to me, persisting in the teachings of African consciousness, Black consciousness, it will be the changing factor for all Africans. That's the only way to get Africa back.
But I wish you can have like a step by step process.
All right,
Um,
let me give you a step by step process.
no, that can be implemented and easily implemented in
Let me tell you.
edge.
Let me tell you. Like you, Mamiti, you can start an organization with your Cameroon fellows up here in America, right?
Then
And
listen, don't want them. You want them to kill me?
oh shit, sorry. Okay, but you could start it with even the Pan Africanist people. You feel me? Who is in America? Pan Africanist
I
American.
don't even know any Pan Africanists around me.
Well, eventually you gonna know them. You in the
I
circle.
promise you. I only know you guys on the internet. I don't know
That's the
none.
way to know. That's a way. That's a way. But I'm trying to say this is like I'm trying to say an organization to garnish fund garnish funds to what you call manipulate or infiltrate the ministries of education in your country. So what you do is you gonna contribute